Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Drama on this Tuesday with episodes of the Screen Directors Playhouse adaptation of the 1948 motion picture Yellow Sky, with Gregory Peck reprising his role from the motion picture from 76 years ago today. Also, Rogers of the Gazette, starring Will Rogers Jr., and the story of how people are going to try to make an example of a young person. The summer replacement series Call the Police from 1947 in the case of the missing murderer. An episode of the Casebook of Gregory Hood starring Gail Gordon in a dramatic role. And we'll wrap it all up with an episode of Lum and Abner. That's all coming up on this Sure Happy It's Tuesday, 15th day of July, 196th day of the year, and we have 169 days left in 2025. By the way, if you still hear the noise, when we're recording this podcast, it's 91 degrees here in the studio. And so I have a little water cooler over here. What do they call them? Swamp coolers is what they call them. And it's helping keep things cool enough so I can actually sit here and talk. No, we don't have air conditioning out here. Swamp coolers usually handle everything. So there we go. Let's go back to July 15th. On this date in 1806, near St. Louis, U.S. Army Lieutenant Zebulon Pike began an expedition from Fort Bellefontaine to explore the West. 1870, Georgia became the last of the former Confederate states to be readmitted to the Union. In Seattle on this date in 1916, William Boeing and George Conrad Westervelt incorporated Pacific Aero Products. It would later be renamed after Boeing. Boeing, yes. The first weekly radio broadcast of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir radio show Music and the Spoken Word on this date in 1929. It continues to this day. Continental Airlines commenced operations on this date in 1934. 20 years later, the first flight of the Boeing 707 on their anniversary. First jet passenger airline. The steel strike of 1959 began on this date, leading to significant importation of foreign steel for the first time in U.S. history. At the Democrat National Convention on this date, 65 years ago today, John Fitzgerald Kennedy accepted the nomination for president and at the same time laid out his plans for the new frontier.
We stand today on the edge of a new frontier, the frontier of the 1960s. The frontier of unknown opportunities and perils. The frontier of unfilled hopes and unfilled threats. I'm asking each of you to be pioneers towards that new frontier. My call is to the young in heart, regardless of age, to the stout in spirit, regardless of party, to all who respond to the scriptural call, be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be dismayed. For courage, not complacency, is our need today. Leadership, not salesmanship. And the only valid test of leadership is the ability to lead and lead vigorously.
Kennedy won the election by 0.2% of the popular vote. And one of the things that led to his favor was television. Vice President Nixon did not look good on television. Kennedy did. And while his policies were perhaps more liberal than the Republicans at the time, he was definitely significantly more conservative than Democrats today. Going 16 years later to 1976 at the Democrat National Convention, Ron Kovic, a paralyzed Vietnam veteran, took the nation by storm with his speech.
I am the living dead. The Memorial Day on wheels. I am your Yankee Doodle Dandy. Your John Wayne come home. Your 4th of July firecracker exploding in the grave. 12 years ago, when I was 18 years old, I left Massapequa, Long Island, and joined the United States Marines. I wanted to serve my country. I wanted to be a good American.
Kovic's story would be told 13 years later by Oliver Stone and Tom Cruise in Born on the 4th of July. And lest I point out that he was speaking to the Democrat National Convention, should we point out that it was actually a Republican that ended the Vietnam War? Just think it's kind of important to mention it. Well, in 1979, with inflation and public opinion both working against him, President Carter tried in a speech to lift the gloom he saw across the nation when he talked about a crisis in confidence.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
Now, the speech he gave came to be known as the Malaise speech, even though Carter never uttered the word. But Carter had proven himself to be a less than effective chief executive. And while he was indeed a good man, and we could see that from his works after he left office, his time in office wasn't a particularly good one. In Miami on this date in 1997, serial killer Andrew Philip Cunanan gunned down Gianni Versace outside his home. This man on the scene.
I saw Gianni Versace laying face down on his steps with his head blown off.
Cunanan ended up killing himself on a Miami Beach houseboat after eluding a nationwide manhunt several days later. In 2002, American Taliban John Walker Lynn pled guilty to supplying aid to the enemy and for the possession of explosives during the commission of a felony. On that same date, 2002, the Anti-Terrorism Court of Pakistan gave the death sentence to British-born Ahmed Omar Saeed Sheikh and life terms to 3 other suspects in the murder of Wall Street Journal reporter Daniel Pearl. In 2003, AOL Time Warner disbanded Netscape Communications Corporation. The Mozilla Foundation established the same day, and Mozilla maintains the successor of the Netscape browser, Firefox, to this day. Twitter was launched on this date in 2006. It became one of the largest social media platforms in the world. Of course, Twitter is now X, and Elon Musk is doing his best, such as it is. It was 15 years ago today. Engineers successfully stopped the flow of oil from the Deepwater Horizon spill using a 75-ton cap. This Gulf resident celebrated by fishing.
I can't explain the joy. It's like winning the Super Bowl all over again.
Oil had been leaking into the Gulf for 85 days. In 2012, South Korean rapper Psy released his gangbuster hit, Gangnam Style. It was 9 years ago today. Yeah, 9 years ago today. President Trump chose Indiana Governor Mike Pence, an experienced politician with deep Washington connections, as his running mate.
We love our country. My family and I couldn't be more honored.
Many people still believe Mike Pence was part of the problem with the first Trump administration. Avowed white supremacist James Allen Fields Jr. sentenced to life in prison plus 419 years on this date in 2019 for killing one and injuring dozens of others when he deliberately drove his car into a crowd of anti-racism protesters during a rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. Joseph Plantana, the lead prosecutor in the case.
There's no real closure that this process is able to provide, but hopefully it's the first step forward for some as they try and begin to heal.
A sad, sad story. Going back 6 years ago today, Fields deserved more. But, you know, how can you give somebody more than life in prison plus 419 years? Well, because, you know, you could execute him, but, you know, Virginia wouldn't do that. Okay, deaths on this date. Those passing away. Ponce de Leon passing away on his birthday on this date in 1521. He also General John Pershing, born on this, passing away on this date. Musician and producer Bill Justice, wonderful musician. Actor Bert Convy, best known for his time in game shows, particularly on the final daytime rendition of Password, Super Password. Also, the founder of Hooters of America, Robert H. Brooks. Actress and singer Celeste Holm. And Martin Landau, known for, was it Space? It was a space show, and I can't remember the title of it, but he was also on the original Mission Impossible. Birthdays on this date, as I mentioned, Ponce de Leon, born on this date. The artist Rembrandt, born on this date. The man who wrote The Visit from St. Nicholas, Clement Clark Moore. Country singer Cowboy Copas. Football player and actor Alex Karras. Cliff Barnes on Dallas, Ken Kercheval, and actor Jan Michael Vincent, all born on this date, who have left this mortal coil.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
And I know one or more of you were screaming at the podcast saying, Space 1999! Okay, Space 1999. And by the way, he starred with his then-wife, Barbara Bain, on both those shows, which it is an interesting side note. Okay, let's go on to people born on this date. Include John Wayne's second son, Patrick Wayne. He's 86 today. The uncle of pro wrestler Alberto Del Rio, or Alberto El Patron, whatever you want to call him. Mil Mascaras, 83 years old today. And the funny thing about Mascaras is he toured all over the nation and all over the world. He was a star in a number of Mexican motion pictures, wearing the mask. And the interesting part is he would go into wrestling promotions and maybe come in just once because he wouldn't work for him. He wanted to go out and do what he wanted to do. He did not want to work with the promotion to execute anything. So Mascaras did a lot of work, appeared a lot of places, but I believe it was an appearance in the Royal Rumble once upon a time, and in the WWE. I think it was the F at the time. And he appeared, and he wouldn't allow anybody to throw him out to eliminate him. He got up on the top rope and somersaulted out of the ring to eliminate himself. I mean, some people let their egos go farther than business, but what can I say? Anyway, another pro wrestler, Jesse Ventura, celebrating his 74th birthday today. The former governor of Minnesota, who never met a conspiracy theory he didn't like, is back working for the WWE now as a commentator when they do their special Saturday night main event shows. Linda Ronstadt, which is a very sad story. She turned 79 today. She's no longer singing. Progressive supranuclear palsy has stilled her voice. Another singer who is still with us, Alicia Bridges. I love the nightlife. I want a boogie on the disco floor. 72 years old today. From Charles and 8 is enough. Willie Ames is 65. Forrest Whitaker, wonderful actor, 64 today.
The British newspapers say I am a madman. The American newspapers say I am a cannibal. These are lies!
He portrayed Idi Amin in The Last King of Scotland. Forrest Whitaker, 64 today. Bridget Nielsen, 62. From Malcolm and Eddie, an undercover brother, Eddie Griffin is 57 today. Griffin, controversial for his a number of things he said and done. He crashed a Ferrari during a practice run, lost control of the car, and walked away unscratched, but the $1.5 million car badly damaged. Some reporters thought it was a publicity stunt. It wasn't. And during the Bill Cosby sexual assault allegations, he said Cosby was a victim of a conspiracy to destroy his image, and claimed without specification several other prominent African-American men had been victims of similar conspiracies. And let's look at a number of white folk who have not been, whatever happened to Bill Clinton, I mean, I mentioned that just as one of those things. And Griffin said he was going to vote for Donald Trump in the 2024 election, saying, referring to Kamala Harris, "Everybody I talk to don't like you, ain't nobody going to vote for you." And she did not do well in the election, did she? Eddie Griffin, 57 today. Mr. Megan Fox, Brian Austin Green is 52 today. A fella by the name of, he's known, Gabriel Iglesias, known to the world as Fluffy, turns 49 today. Why is he Fluffy? Because he's rounder than I am. And that involved a lot of routines such as this.
No, sometimes I use my voices for evil, man. I won't lie. If I don't have my way, like when I go to drive-thrus and they screw up my order, I'm evil. I go back around and I start ordering, but I throw them off by doing this, right? They'll come on the speaker. "I got a fantastic burger. How can I help you?" And I'll do this.
"Hello, sir. Can I please have a double cheeseburger and order fries and a shake?"
Order fries and a shake.
"Oh my God, yes."
Thank you. Pull up to the window. And I pull up. Oh, they're not expecting me. Oh, the look on their face is the best, right? "Did you just order?" They come back with a bag of food, "Would you like ketchup?" That's where I let them have it.
"Oh my God, yes."
A very large Hispanic man coming out with that voice messed with people's heads. Gabriel Iglesias, 49 today. From Spin City and Once Upon a Time, Lana Parrilla is 48. Pro wrestler Heath Slater, after his years in the WWE, now out on the independent circuit because he's got kids. He's 42 years old today. He was Black Manta in Aquaman. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is 39 today. And from Young Shelton, Ian Armitage is 17 today. Those just a few of the people celebrating the 15th day of July as their birthday. If this is your birthday,
hi. We're the four freshmen, and we just want to say, happy birthday to you.
Now we roll on this Tuesday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with an episode of the Screen Directors Playhouse going back 76 years to July 15th, 1949. Gregory Peck in Yellow Sky. That's next.
Driving tonight? Then remember this. Most highway deaths are caused by two temptations, to cut out of line and to go too fast. Crossing the center line of the road is more dangerous than you realize. Statistics prove it. Excessive speed is just as dangerous as officials say. You can predict your own impulses, but you can never predict the other drivers when driving tonight. Drive cautiously, please.
Richard Widmark and Ann Baxter starred with Gregory Peck in the 1948 Western Yellow Sky. And that's what you're going to hear today. It was based on an unpublished novel by W.R. Burnett, believed to be loosely adapted from William Shakespeare's The Tempest. And we will hear that today here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, as it was adapted a year later for the Screen Directors Playhouse, 76 years ago, July 15th, 1949.
Oh, waiter. Yes, sir? I'll have some sliced chicken, some potato salad, and a bottle of cold Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yes, sir. Finest beer served anywhere.
From Hollywood Pabst Blue Ribbon, finest beer served anywhere, proudly presents... Screen Directors Playhouse, production Yellow Sky, director William Wellman, star Gregory Peck. The Hollywood Screen Directors present a story written in the Western Sands. The popular motion picture Yellow Sky, starring Gregory Peck, and introduced by the director of the film, Mr. William Wellman. Our guest screen director tonight has created more than individual motion pictures. He has created entertainment for a generation, bringing scores of hours of adventure and drama to the screen as the director of such memorable pictures as Wings, A Star is Born, The Story of G.I. Joe, The Oxbow Incident, and tonight's adventure, Yellow Sky. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. William Wellman.
A century ago, the frontiers of the West sounded their siren call to men who were strong and tough and ambitious. And sometimes they were lawless, with a swaggering contempt for justice. Today, the frontier still sounds its call to adventure in the tales of its time and people. We heard that call when we filmed tonight's story. And now here it is for the first time on the air, Yellow Sky, starring Gregory Peck in his original role of Stretch.
In the flat pan of the desert, the ghost town of Yellow Sky hugs the seared brown dust, sinking into its own barren loneliness to escape the sun. In the deserted quiet, nothing lives, nothing stirs, until...
Grandpa! Grandpa! There's men coming! 5 men coming across the desert!
Stretch, I can't. I can't go on.
Keep going.
Bull Run's right. What's the use? There's nothing but desert. No water for 2 days. The horse is useless.
Keep going. There's an end to this sand somewhere.
You find it for us, Stretch. You got us out here.
Hold on. Stop. Now listen to me. Dude, Lengthy, Bull Run, Walrus. Nobody forced you to come. Could have stayed on the other side of this desert. Let the army troops hang you for bank robbers.
Or maybe it would have been better than this.
Then maybe you should have stayed, Lengthy.
You're the boss, Stretch. You're the leader. This was your idea.
That's right, dude. Now, come on.
Stretch. Up there on the rise. Look behind you.
Now, there's nothing but sand.
I saw her, all right. A woman with a rifle. Atop that rise.
Bull Run's going crazy.
Well, he ain't all that crazy, not yet. I'm having a look up there.
Look at Lengthy. Wetting his lips and nothing to wet them with. Just thinking about that woman.
Lengthy's a ladies' man, Walrus. Me, I'm a gambler. And being a gambler, I'll just bet that Stretch gets first call on anything we come across. Money, water, or woman. Ain't that right, Lengthy?
Oh, he ain't so tough. Someday I'm gonna...
Oh, no, you won't, Lengthy. Stretch is smart, and you're not. You won't do anything.
Yeah? What about you, dude?
That's different. I'm smart. Maybe smarter.
Look, Stretch is waving at us.
Come on. There's a town. There's a town over here. Yeah, there's a town, all right.
You sure picked a good one, Stretch. A dead one, a ghost town.
Water.
ain't no water.
Shut up.
There's a sign. Yellow sky. Fastest growing town in the territory.
It's a fitting place to die, isn't it?
Nobody's gonna die. We'll keep going.
Stretch. There she is, the girl.
What do you want? What are you doing here?
I'll put up your gun. We don't mean no harm.
Where'd you come from?
Across the sink. We need water. Bad.
What are you running away from?
Oh, we want water, ma'am, not talk.
Well, there's a spring here, between those two buildings.
You hear that? There's water.
Water?
Come on, Bull Run. Get on your feet. You ain't gonna die now.
Go on, drink. But stay away from my house. I told you to stay away from here.
Well, I just wanted to pay you a friendly visit. Thank you and your grandpa for the grub.
You would have taken it anyway.
That's right. Yeah, we're used to taking what we want. Now, why do you always have to be toting that rifle around?
I don't trust you.
Well, you can trust me, but them others, they're talking about you, saying how pretty you are. Wouldn't trust them.
Animals. You're all animals.
Now, that Lengthy, he's going to come prowling around. A girl like you, you're sort of a challenge to a fella like him.
You get out of here, I'm going to shoot you.
I don't like women who act so high and mighty. I think I'd better take that toy away from him.
Outlaw, you dirty outlaw!
Hit me. Why, you
Young fella, I wouldn't go stirring up no trouble with that girl.
Oh, that's quite a punch she's got there. Come in mighty handy when she gets married.
Oh, Mike's as tough as a pine knot. I ought to know. I'm a grandpa.
Mike, huh? Well, you taught her good.
Yeah, me and the Apaches.
Apaches?
Oh, fine people, supposing you understand them.
Any of them around here?
Oh, from time to time. Now, you run along, young fella. If you and your friends need anything else before you hit the trail, you come and tell me.
Yeah, sure we will. Be seeing you.
Grandpa, what you treating them so nice for?
I know what I'm doing. Fight them, and right away they get suspicious. You just leave this to me, Mike.
Get the horses. We're pushing on. I said move. We're leaving.
Dude's got other ideas.
What kind of ideas?
Gold.
Here? You're crazy.
It doesn't make sense. The old man and the girl living here alone. I've been looking around. Found half a dozen cradles and a big sluice box down there in the canyon.
That's abandoned junk just like everything else around here.
There's a shack there, too. Patchy's been living in it. I could smell him. Strong as a fox's den.
There's too much money laying around in banks for us to be worrying about any little dab these people got.
Maybe it ain't so little.
That's for me to decide.
Dude's doing some deciding, too, Stretch.
You figure you're the boss now, dude?
Personally, I don't care who's boss. As long as we get that gold.
That's the way we all feel.
All right, supposing they got gold. I'm the one that's saying how we'll get it.
Now you're talking.
Maybe I ought to have a little talk with the girl alone.
Keep your hands off her, Lengthy. We don't want no trouble like that.
Oh, that ain't no trouble.
I'm warning you, all of you. Leave the girl alone. Now, let's see about that gold.
Don't suppose there's no use telling you fellas we ain't got no gold.
Well, somehow we wouldn't believe you, Grandpa.
Thieves. I should have shot you when you came.
Soon, I guess you'll be twisting my arm. Well, I don't want that. I might as well tell you.
You're a smart man, Grandpa.
Yellow Sky was a silver town. Silver petered out. Mike and me, we figured there might be gold. Moved in when the others left. And we struck it all right.
Where is it?
Gold's a mighty dangerous thing when you want it just for greed. We was going to reopen the town with it.
Oh, we ain't so greedy. We'll make a deal, supposing there's enough for all of us.
Now, what kind of a deal was you figuring on?
50-50. We'll split.
Well, that sounds fair enough, seeing as how things are.
How much? How much is there?
Counting the dust, about 50,000, maybe.
50,000?
Grandpa, don't tell him no more.
Where is it?
Cast in the mouth of that old silver mine on the hill. When we seen you coming, we knocked out a few of the timbers. It's buried now. You'll have to dig for it.
Like I said, Grandpa, you're real smart. You made a right good deal.
Evening, ma'am.
I'm telling you, stay away from me.
Oh, now, is that any way to talk to a man who's been digging hard for gold all day? Why, lots of girls would be glad to have Link to come calling.
Leave me alone. I'm going in the house.
Not yet, you ain't. You're staying with me for a while.
Let go of me!
You just ain't used to men.
Lengthy!
Huh?
Leave her go!
You don't own me, Stretch. I got a right to come
call. Leave her go.
Ah, she ain't worth nothing anyways.
I told you no one was to bother the girl. And keep your hands away from that gun.
I wasn't.
I know you wasn't. Now get out of here.
All right, Stretch. This time.
You all right?
I guess so. Thanks.
Oh, wait a minute. Where are you going?
Inside with Grandpa. He's worried sick.
About what?
You running off with all the gold and leaving us nothing?
I gave him my word, didn't I? I made a deal.
The word of an outlaw?
Look, I come from good people. Maybe I ain't no angel. Seems like I always been chasing or being chased. Now, that's the only way I know. Brought up on the frontier, my ma was killed by Indians, my old man shot down in a gunfight.
They'd be real proud of you, wouldn't they?
Well, all I know is they taught me to stick by my word, and I'm sticking to our deal. I swear that on my ma's memory.
Maybe you're telling the truth.
Or before you go in.
No. You're just like the other one. Let me go.
Now you can go. If you want.
Oh.
Say, you're kind of enjoying it.
I shouldn't have let you touch me. I shouldn't have.
Hello, Stretch.
Dude, what are you doing here?
Just looking. That's going to a lot of trouble, isn't it? All that swearing and promising just to get one female.
She believes me. She's crazier than I figured. Come on. We got a lot more digging to do tomorrow.
You are listening to Screen Directors Playhouse production of Yellow Sky, starring Gregory Peck with Gloria Blondell, and introduced by the director of the film, Mr. William Wellman. You are in Chicago. The elevated trains are roaring overhead. You, collar soggy and shirt sticking to your back, step out onto the boiling pavement. Underfoot, the hot tar bends like rubber. Whew, what a scorcher. And no relief in sight. Wait a minute. What's that little blue sign in the window? Oh, brother. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served anywhere. Yes, during these hot July days, you're just one of millions of men all over America to whom that Pabst Blue Ribbon sign means welcome relief. For Pabst Blue Ribbon does something more than quench your thirst. It gives you taste. Blue Ribbon taste. The kind of taste you can't get anywhere else in the world except in that Pabst Blue Ribbon bottle. And fortunately, you can get that Blue Ribbon bottle all over the world. Yes, you hear it everywhere. In Chicago, in Cheyenne, in Charlestown, in Chattanooga. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served anywhere. Your taste will tell you why. Now, back to our Screen Directors production of Yellow Sky, starring Gregory Peck.
shovels ain't for leaning.
Well, the sun don't help none. Don't know is that digging's worth it.
Well, we get this gold, Walrus. We won't have to work no more.
Oh, wait. Almost got the mouth of the mine clear.
Maybe they're lying to us. Maybe there ain't no gold here.
They ain't lying. We made a deal.
That's a laugh. Us giving them a 50-50 split. Where's Dude? That's what I'd like to know. Us working our guts out.
He ain't no hand at working. He's nosing around town somewhere.
If we get this boulder pried out, the rest of the dirt ought to fall away.
Yeah.
Come on. Brace your shovels under it.
All right, here.
Now.
Yeah.
She's open now.
Come on, let's get that gold. Here it is. We got it.
Sacks of it. Stretch. Sacks of gold.
Come out of there. Come out of the mine.
Look at it shine.
I said come out of there.
What's the matter with you? You'd think you wasn't interested.
Look. Look what's coming.
Oh, it's just a sandstorm.
No wind blowing.
Listen.
Them's horses.
Holy Moses. Apaches.
That's what it looks like. They're heading for town. Well, I guess the old man ain't as loony as we figured.
That sneaking girl. Her and the old buzzard said the Apaches was friends of theirs.
There must be about 40 or 50 of them.
Where you reckon Dude's at?
He's probably hiding out in town. I aim to find out what's up. It's almost sundown. As soon as it's dark, I'm sneaking into town.
What about us?
Well, these rocks around the mouth of the cave make a good natural fort. Just don't go wandering around.
Stretch must be right in the middle of them Apache devils by now.
Look at their fires. Must be camped by the springs.
What's that?
Something's crawling over there.
Don't shoot. It's me, Dude.
What's the idea of scaring us half to death?
I've been down in Yellow Sky. Where's Stretch?
In the town, seeing what he can find out.
Oh, is that what he told you? You simple fools. Can't you see he sold you out?
Stretch wouldn't do a thing like that.
Suppose I told you Stretch and the girl were putting their heads together last night. Talking. Planning.
Him and the girl, huh?
Yeah, Stretch wants that gold and he's not splitting it any more ways than he has to.
I ain't worried about the gold so much as I'm worried about my hide.
Then if you want to live, Walrus, you better move up on the ridge with me. You got you planted down here so those Apaches can move in and get you anytime they want.
How does Dude know? How does he know what Stretch is doing?
Stretch is down in the town, isn't he? Figure it out for yourselves. Now, fellas, let's get...
Stretch.
You got a surprise visitor. Quite a powwow going on out there.
Apaches. They're our friends.
All right, turn them loose on us. Some of your great friends are going to get killed, too.
You'd think we'd turn the Apaches loose on you? On our own people?
You sent for them, didn't you?
The truth is we didn't know them Indians were within 50 miles of here.
What are they doing in Yellow Sky?
Well, seems they've been having some sort of trouble back on the reservation and was out to kill. I told them if they'd go back peaceable, I'd talk to the Indian agent myself, try to get the troubles took care of.
Oh, what about us?
I told him you was working for me.
You can't understand that, can you?
Well, why did he tell him that?
Because my grandfather wants to keep a lot of people from being killed. Even people like you.
Oh. Well, is it all right if I wait here until daylight?
Yes, you can wait. They'll be gone by morning. Then you can go back and steal our gold.
But I told you last night...
I'm sorry about last night. I'm ashamed of myself.
What are you fellas doing up here in the ridge? I told you to wait at the mine.
We know, but Dude here...
I'm still giving the orders, not Dude.
We'll talk about that later. What about the Indians?
They're gone. The old man told them to move out.
For good?
For good.
And I think we better load up and start moving.
First, I want to get one thing straight. Our deal with the old man.
Well, what about it?
The old man played square. Sent those Apaches back to the reservation. If he hadn't, we'd all be laying around now making bones.
So?
So whether you like it or not, we're going to give them their share. Like we promised.
Look, Stretch, we've been friends. Why can't we talk it over? Like this.
You got him, dude. He's rolling down the hill.
No, he ain't got him. Just winged him. He's ducked behind that rock.
Well, he can't stay there forever. We'll get him when he runs for cover. That'll keep him down while we flank him. Get down!
That ain't Stretch's gun.
It's the girl.
Stretch! Come on down. I'll give you cover.
That little rattlesnake.
When this is over, I'm going to take care of her all by myself.
He's getting away.
They'll head for the house.
Then why don't we just load up and get out?
Yeah? And spend the rest of our days waiting for Stretch to stick a gun in our backs?
Lengthy's right. When we leave Yellow Sky, we won't be worrying about meeting up with Stretch again.
You see anything from the back window, Mike?
Nothing.
Nothing on this side.
Well, it's been dark for nearly 2 hours. They'll be coming soon.
Yeah, it's mighty quiet out there. Maybe they left.
Dude might want to leave. He's just gold crazy. But Lengthy, he's got other things on his mind.
Mike?
Yeah, Mike. Here they are.
Stretch! Stretch, are you listening?
That's Dude.
We don't want you gunning for us the rest of our lives, Stretch. And we know if we have a shootout, some of us are going to get hurt. So we'll do what you wanted. We'll split with the girl and the old man.
Just hand me that gray blanket over there.
Here it is.
Oh, this rolls up about the size of a man. Keep back. I'm going to open the door.
Stretch, don't.
Keep your eye peeled and shoot for their gun flashes. Oh, that suits me, Dude. Hold your fire. I'm coming out. Well, that sure is one shot-up blanket.
Hey, dude! Yeah? I got Stretch at the door. He was a setting target.
Good work, Lengthy. Where are you? I can't see you.
Over here. Hello?
What's happening out there?
Well, it sounds like Dude took a shot at Lengthy.
Hey, lady. It's me, Walrus.
What do you want?
I got Bull Run with me. He's bleeding something awful.
Tell him to come in.
Bring him in. And come slowly.
Get in here.
Stretch. We thought Lengthy got you.
Not this time.
Put him down. Here.
Stretch, I'm hurt, Stretch.
I'm sorry, kid. Walrus, what's happening out
Yeah,
there?
they think they killed you. Then Dude, he took a shot at Lengthy. Guess he figured Lengthy might want too much of the gold, but he only winged him.
Where are they now?
Dude lit out for the barn where we left the gold.
And Lengthy?
Following him.
Stretch, where are you going?
Out to the barn. I don't want Lengthy and Dude killing each other. That's a pleasure I'm saving for myself.
Oh, Stretch, you can't. There's two of them. They'll...
Leave him go, Mike. Right now, you got a patient to tend to.
Ma'am. Stretch, he wanted to split with you. Dude wanted it all. We listened to Dude.
You shouldn't talk.
Don't make no difference now.
He said he came from good folks. Proud of it. I guess he ain't really bad. Not like the others.
He ain't listening, ma'am.
Stretch! Stretch! Stretch!
Now, if I didn't know better, I'd say you was kind of concerned.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. They ain't. Here. Take this.
It's your gun.
I'm through with it, Mike.
Through?
Oh, what good's a gun in Yellow Sky? There ain't nothing left to shoot.
You're gonna stay?
If you and Grandpa let me.
Grandpa! Grandpa, Stretch! He's all right. We're coming in.
Yeah, Grandpa. Hot up the coffee. We're coming in.
You have just heard the last act of Yellow Sky. In a moment, our star, Gregory Peck, and our screen director, William Wellman, will return to the microphone. Hollywood is supposed to be a town of tinsel and glamour. But all that chi-chi you read about is nothing but a publicity front. Actually, most of the movie stars are home-loving folks just like you and me, who get their greatest pleasures from simple things. Sitting in the backyard with friends and neighbors. Cooking hamburgers on a charcoal grill. Serving cold bottles of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Everything in perfect taste. Blue Ribbon taste. And it's that Blue Ribbon taste that makes this internationally famous beer so popular here in Hollywood and all over America. Yes, you hear it everywhere. In Boston's famous seafood restaurants, in Minnesota's beautiful lakeside resorts, in Ohio's friendly roadside inns. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served anywhere. Your taste will tell you why. Next week on Screen Directors Playhouse, Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer presents for the first time on the air, Casbah, starring Tony Martin and Marta Torrin. And now, here again is the star of tonight's play, Gregory Peck.
Thanks very much. But the actual star of the Screen Directors Playhouse is the director himself. So here's the man who was really responsible for putting Yellow Sky on the screen, Director Bill Wellman.
Thanks, Greg. It's always a thrill for a director to hear his picture turned into radio fare. But tonight's broadcast of Yellow Sky was more than an exciting experience. It brought back some scorching memories. I mean those blazing days on location under a sun that was fine for movies, but awfully uncomfortable for movie makers. So if for a few minutes my temperature zoomed, it's because of a grand performance by Gregory Peck and an excellent cast. Thank you, and good night.
And good night to you, William Wellman and Gregory Peck. Tonight, before you go to bed, tie a blue ribbon around your finger. An imaginary blue ribbon, of course, just to remind you that tomorrow is the beginning of another glorious weekend. 2 whole days to relax. Don't forget to buy a good supply of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Finest beer served anywhere. Your taste will tell you why. Yellow Sky was presented through the courtesy of 20th Century Fox, shortly releasing Slattery's Hurricane, starring Linda Darnell and Richard Widmark, and You're My Everything, starring Ann Baxter and Dan Daly. Screen director William Wellman's latest picture is the MGM production Battleground. Included in tonight's cast were Gloria Blondell as Mike, with Paul Frees, Jack Edwards, Wally Mayer, Ken Christie, Sam Edwards, and Dan Riss. Yellow Sky, based on the novel by W.R. Burnett, was adapted for radio by Richard Allen Simmons, and original music was composed and conducted by Henry Russell. Screen Directors Playhouse was produced by Howard Wiley, with dramatic direction by Bill Karn. Portions of the program were transcribed. Listen again next week when Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer presents
Screen Directors Playhouse, production Casbah, director John Barry, stars Tony Martin, Marta Torrin.
Screen Directors Playhouse is brought to you by the Pabst Brewing Company of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Peoria, Illinois, and Newark, New Jersey, and sent your way with the best wishes of the Pabst Blue Ribbon dealers from coast to coast. James Wallington speaking.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
The movie was well received. It did $2.8 million at the box office, so that was a decent return at the time. It also ended up being the successor to the novel, because the novel that this was based on was eventually published as Stretch Dawson in 1950. And the movie was remade in 1967 as The Jackals, filmed in South Africa at Killarney Film Studios by producer-director Robert D. Webb. It starred Robert Gunner, Diane Iverson, and as the old man, a 56-year-old Vincent Price. Yellow Sky, an episode of the Screen Directors Playhouse from 76 years ago, July 15th, 1949, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. A fellow who did not do anywhere near as good as his dad, but he still had the name, and we're talking about Will Rogers Jr. We'll hear from him in a moment.
Instead of going down, the annual rate of polio cases in this country is going up. Instead of growing panicky with fear in the face of such an unwelcome fact, there is a way in which we all can join the Army which is fighting to check this trend and ultimately defeat infantile paralysis. We can contribute to the March of Dimes. Give today so that the 1952 March of Dimes will be the biggest ever and a really potent fighting force against polio.
I don't think anybody who has looked at Will Rogers' life and times and career and looked at Will Rogers Jr.'s lifetimes and career can doubt that the son did not do anywhere near as good as the father. We'll hear an episode of a show that is quite good, but just a little late in the game. Rogers of the Gazette, starring Will Rogers Jr., 72 years ago, July 15th, 1953.
Ladies and gentlemen, the editor of the Elyria Weekly Gazette, Mr. Will Rogers Jr.
Thank you. You know, some newspapers claim they print all the news that's fit to print, and some others, who won't admit it, just print all the news that fits.
Rogers of the Gazette, offering you again tonight, transcribed, another heartwarming story of a country newspaper and its friendly editor, and starring Will Rogers Jr. It's built around a square, and after that, well, to tell you the truth, the town doesn't go too far in any direction. It never did, and it probably never will. Elyria is just about like it was a century ago. People with the same names live in the same houses, and for the most part, they have pretty much the same ideas as the generations which went before. Elyria doesn't want to be any bigger or any different, doesn't want to change. The folks here like things just the way they are. It's midnight now. The town square's deserted, except for Ed Miller, the policeman, and it's dark, except for the light that's on in the office of the Elyria Gazette.
Everything all right, Will? Oh, hi, Ed. Yeah, everything's all right, except the time of day.
Maggie gone home?
Mm-hmm. Supper time. I was just finishing up the stuff we never get to daytimes.
You just finishing up and me just starting to work.
That's right.
Well, you gonna have anything exciting in the Gazette this week?
Now, Ed, how long since you read anything exciting in the Gazette?
Well, good long time, I guess.
Nearest thing to hot news this week is a crop analysis from the Agricultural College. You want anything special?
No, just saw your light, figured it was you working. Halfway hoped someone had broke in so I could arrest him.
Oh, sorry to disappoint you, Ed. I always thought a peace officer liked things peaceful.
Sure, Will, but it gets a little monotonous sometimes.
Now, I'd call peace a peculiar kind of monotony, Ed.
Help you lock up?
No, nothing to do but turn off the light and lock the front door. Breeze must be from the south. Well, that air's right off Hamilton's alfalfa field.
Smells like it. Not a sound in this town except the two of us walking.
You can't hear the locusts, huh?
Oh, them.
Look out. Now, I'd say the silence of the night's been broken, Officer Miller.
Martin Evers. Never has known how to drink. Keeps practicing, though, figuring to learn, I guess.
Well, gentlemen, we're out pretty late, aren't we?
Hello, Martin.
Yes, indeed. Oh, that's you, Will, yeah. You and a very blurry friend.
Come on, Martin, let's go home.
Oh, is that you, Ed?
Yeah,
Oh,
come on.
Need any help, Ed?
No, Will. Martin and I do this a couple of times a week, don't we, Martin?
Ooh. Well, you'll have to speak louder, Ed. I was listening to the locusts.
I said let's go home.
Shh, it's the middle of the night, Ed. Mustn't disturb the peace officer. Peace officer.
You mean you take Martin home and tuck him in?
Yeah, a couple of times a week. Beats having him drive home. Besides, it breaks that monotony we were talking about earlier.
Peace officer. That's a little joke.
Well, if you don't need me.
No, Will, he's harmless.
I'll go on home. Good night, Ed.
Good night, Will.
Good night, Martin.
What did he say?
Never mind. Let's go.
How late did you work last night, Will?
Midnight, I guess.
Will Rogers.
Well, I think it was midnight, Maggie.
It must have been. You filed all that mat stuff that came in from the news service. You cleaned out the file
What's
of
all
pictures.
this ruckus about?
Well, when I left at supper time, you said you wouldn't be here more than another half hour or so.
Is that what I said?
Will, I'm supposed to help you. That's what an assistant's for.
And you're a big help, too.
Well,
What did you do last night, Maggie?
well, I took some flowers to old Mrs. Reynolds. We had a nice talk. She's a wonderful person, Will.
Yes, she is. Did you see Jimmy?
Oh, yes. I almost forgot. He said to tell you he'd look in around noon to see if you had any errands to run.
Well, I don't suppose I'll have any.
And
but,
to pick up your old blue suit.
How's that again?
Now, Will, you know it's too small for you. You don't take a deep breath the whole day long when you wear it, and when you bend over...
Maggie?
It's tight. Across the shoulders. But it's not really worn, and it'd just fit Jimmy. I know it would.
Yeah, Jimmy must know it, too, seeing he's coming by to pick it up.
I told his grandmother you'd been meaning to give it to Jimmy for a long time.
Uh-huh. You've been giving this a lot of thought, haven't you?
I don't know when he's had a decent suit. They just don't have much, Will. There's some party tonight, and Jimmy's such a fine youngster.
Yeah. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. But... Now, I don't know if it's my place to do any talking on the subject or not.
Oh,
but
sure. Go ahead. After all, it is your suit.
I thought maybe you'd lost track of that. Well, anyway, Jimmy's welcome to it.
Oh, Will. Now that's real generous of you.
Now. I think it's every bit as generous of you, Maggie.
I was pretty nice, wasn't I?
Well, there is just one thing, though.
Here's Jimmy now.
Hello, Miss Button.
Hi, Jimmy.
Will,
Hi there, Jimmy.
I got through a little early. I thought you might have something I could do around here.
By golly, I don't know what it'd be. I went down to the post office earlier, and that's about the nearest thing to an errand we've got around here.
Oh. Well, I just thought I'd check. I'm sort of hustling jobs. I mowed 5 lawns this morning, and I'm not due at the church till 1:30.
Well, you are hustling jobs. What's going on down at the church?
Oh, some of us are helping Reverend Erickson clear off that lot for the youth wing of the church, you know?
We did a story on it a couple of issues back, Will.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember.
Well, if I can pick up that suit, then I'll run it on home. Grandmother said she'd kind of sponge it off and press it.
Probably wouldn't hurt. The thing is, though, Jimmy...
I'll get it for you, Jimmy.
What were you going to say, Will?
Oh, no, nothing. Nothing at all.
Gee, it sure is nice of you to give me this suit, Will.
Glad to, Jimmy.
Here you go.
Oh, gee, thanks, Miss Button, and thank you again, Will. I'll be in Thursday, in time to deliver the papers, okay?
Fine.
Have a good time at the party.
Yeah, thanks.
Ah, he's a sweet kid.
Yeah. Maggie.
I stopped by your house on the way to work this morning. Mrs. Weatherwax gave it to me.
Oh. Huh? Oh? Oh? Middle of the blame night? Hello.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes, ma'am?
This is Mrs. Reynolds, Jimmy's grandmother. I hate to call you at this hour of the night, but I just didn't know who else to turn to.
Something wrong, Mrs. Reynolds?
It's Jimmy, Mr. Rogers. He's in jail.
But what for?
Well, I was so confused and so worried. I'm not sure I understood Ed correctly, but I think he said Jimmy was drunk.
Drunk? Well, look, Mrs. Reynolds, why don't I just go down there and see what this is all about? Seems to me like there must be some kind of a mistake here or something.
Oh, I wish you would, Mr. Rogers. I'm so worried.
Well, all right, now you just take it easy, Mrs. Reynolds. Make yourself some tea, and I'll go down and talk to Ed. I'll come over to your house right afterwards. How's that?
Oh, God bless you, Mr. Rogers. I'll wait till I hear from you then.
Yes, ma'am. Goodbye.
Well, there he is, Will. You can see for yourself.
He's sound asleep, as green as grass.
You never heard such moaning in your life before he passed out. I've seen some sick ones in my time, but this was the limit.
Remember the first drink you ever had, Ed? It makes you sick.
Well, I'm not so sure it's his first, but I'm going to make blame sure it's his last.
I don't think you need to worry about that. Wonder where he got the stuff.
He wouldn't say, or couldn't.
Where'd you find him?
Middle of the square, on the path near the statue.
Well, his grandmother's been worried half to death.
I know. She called here. Said she called whoever it was that had the party tonight, and they said Jimmy'd left, that he'd had time to get home. She said she waited some more and then called me.
Well, I'll take him home to her.
Now, Will, you're not taking him anywhere.
Oh, it'll save you the trip. I told her I'd stop by.
He's not getting off that easy. He's staying right here.
Oh, come on, Ed. That kid belongs at home now. I think I know why you didn't take him home at first, the shape he was in when you found him. But now...
Will, I don't want a whole wave of this stuff starting up. Now, how old is he?
15, I guess.
Well, we're going to nip this thing in the bud, here and now. I don't want a pack of juvenile delinquents in this town. No, sir. I'm going to make an example of Jimmy Reynolds.
What? You don't mean that, Ed. Why, he's just a kid, and a good kid at that.
He's old enough to get drunk, and he's old enough to take his medicine. And the law for being drunk in Elyria reads awful clear. A $200 fine or 30 days in jail.
What about Martin Evers? Or doesn't the law apply to adults?
Now, fining Martin or putting him in jail wouldn't change him a bit, Will. But this Reynolds kid, soon as he understands he can't get by with it, he won't be so quick to take a drink next time.
Ed, well, you can't do this. Look at Jimmy. He's had his punishment. Well, you can't make an example of him and on his first offense. Don't worry. His grandmother will have plenty to say to him, and so will I. Only let me take him home now.
You got $200 cash?
No.
Well, that's what it costs to take him home. His grandmother couldn't keep him out of trouble this time, Will. Nothing says she can the next.
I think you're crazy.
Well, I'm not. I've got a law on my side that's crystal clear. And I tell you, you may not see it this way, but I'm doing this for Jimmy's own good in the long run.
I'm going to fight you on this, Ed.
That's your business, Will. If you and the Gazette want to uphold lawlessness, that's fine with me. But you watch, I'm going to make an example of Jimmy, and the responsible folks in this town will back me up.
You are listening to Rogers of the Gazette, starring Mr. Will Rogers, Jr. We'll return to tonight's story in just a moment, but first, this Friday night, CBS Radio invites you to Mystery with two famous misters of crime detection, Mr. Keene, tracer of lost persons, and Mr. Chameleon, the man of many faces. Each attempts to solve an intricate murder mystery this Friday night on most of these same stations. Mr. Keene and Mr. Chameleon, presented by CBS Radio. And now we continue with the second act of tonight's show.
Look at that dust, Maggie.
I don't suppose anyone's bothered to look up a law in this town for years.
Librarian said it was the first call she'd had for this book in 15 years she's worked here. Wait a minute. Let's see. Here it is. Drunkenness. The crime of drunkenness will in no wise be tolerated by the arresting authorities, constable, or sheriff of Elyria. Any person who, in the judgment of the arresting authorities, is guilty of drunkenness shall be subject to a monetary fine of $200 or 30 days confinement in the jailhouse provided for that purpose.
Oh.
In addition to these penalties, and if it would appear to serve the best interests of the town, the arresting authority may, at his discretion, place the offender up before public display and ridicule.
Wow. I guess we're lucky Ed didn't decide to carry out that clause.
Yeah. I thought there'd be something here about being a minor, but it doesn't mention age. It just says any person. Any person.
Does that mean Jimmy's got to stay in jail, Will?
Well, until we can raise $200, I guess it does. His grandmother hasn't got it. She told me last night. She gets a little pension, something like $40 a month. Jimmy hustles for the rest of their income.
Oh, I know.
Look, Maggie, this law was passed in 1850.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just about where Ed Miller's thinking is, too, back 100 years ago. Tried to talk to him again this morning, but he's so bull stubborn. Now he thinks I want every kid over 10 getting drunk a couple of times a week.
Well, I know one thing. The town will never stand for it.
I hope you're right, Maggie. But, you know, I'd like to keep this thing quiet, for Jimmy's sake and Mrs. Reynolds. Then maybe it'll take an editorial in the Gazette to let folks find out what's happening around here.
Will, maybe you could just talk to a few people first. I didn't think, but it'd be a shame to plaster Jimmy's name all over the papers.
I'd give a lot to know where he got the liquor in the first place. I asked him this morning, but he wouldn't tell me.
Well, the party was at the Evers. Maybe you got it there.
Martin Evers' boy give this party?
Uh-huh. That give you an idea or something?
I'll let you know when I get back.
I'll tell you, Will, I don't want my boy's name dragged into this thing. Mine either, for that matter. Glenn just gave a little party. There's no harm in that.
I sure don't want to do anybody harm, Martin.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, Jimmy didn't accuse Glenn of doing anything wrong, did he? Because if he
now,
did, you know...
just simmer down, Martin. Jimmy hasn't accused anybody. This is all my idea. Well, now, I say that Jimmy made the mistake that every boy makes in taking his first drink. But I know him well enough to know that he wouldn't do such a thing all by himself. I don't even think it had been his idea to begin with.
No, it seems to me you're missing the point, Will. Ed Miller found him drunk. They didn't find anyone else. He just found Jimmy. You act like Jimmy's only crime is getting caught.
Now, you know me better than that, Martin. I'm calling what Jimmy did a mistake, not a crime. And I say he should be made to understand what he's done. But I don't think he should be thrown in jail for 30 days.
Is that the law?
That, or a $200 fine. Old Mrs. Reynolds hasn't got the money to pay it.
Oh, poor old lady raising that boy alone with his parents dead and all. Why'd you come to me with this, Will?
Thought you might want to help Jimmy.
A little blackmail, Will?
Huh?
I'm afraid it won't work. You think just because Ed Miller's been a little lenient with me and you happen to know about it...
I just don't work that way, Martin, and you know it.
Yeah, well, maybe not, Will. Look, it isn't my place to interfere here. I'm sorry for old Mrs. Reynolds, but look, Ed's got the law on his side. And if he's of a mind to enforce it, he must have a good reason.
I'd like to help, Will, but I got kids of my own. It wouldn't sound right if I came out against the law of the town. Now, if someone else started the ball rolling...
My heart just bleeds for poor Mrs. Reynolds. I already took her a big kettle of soup. And I feel sorry for Jimmy, too. I know he's not a bad boy, but... Well, I tell you, Will, I just can't be the one that takes the first stand on this thing. If one of the town leaders would come forward.
Oh, I know, Mr. Rogers. They've been calling here and coming to see me, bringing me food and their sympathy. But I'm afraid Jimmy and I need more than that right now.
Yes, I'm afraid you do too, Mrs. Reynolds. Ed Miller isn't a bit disposed to changing his mind on this.
I don't understand. We Reynolds never were ones to ask any special favors. We just expected our due. I'm not proud of what Jimmy's done, but he's a good boy. Nobody knows this better than I do, Mr. Rogers. Can't Ed see he's a good boy?
Well, that isn't the point, Mrs. Reynolds. You know, some folks just don't take well to power. A small man with a little power is a lot more dangerous than a big man with a lot of power. No, I just don't see Ed letting up on this thing at all. Somehow we're going to have to raise that $200.
I'm just not sure folks will let me do that, Mr. Rogers. I've not got much of value, but I've tried to sell the little I thought might bring in some money. Everyone I call or see says the same thing. They're sorry for me and shocked at Jimmy. And they won't let me part with a thing on his account.
Now, Will, I don't think you know what you're asking of me.
I think I do, Reverend Erickson. For instance, I don't think you'd call Jimmy a sinner now, would you?
No, I don't think I would.
Well, a lot of folks in town have told me they'd follow along if some responsible person took the cause up here and, you know, sort of a town leader. And
Will, I've got my entire congregation to think of. They place a lot of faith in their minister, and I'm afraid a lot of restrictions on him sometimes, too.
Well, tell me this. Do you think Ed Miller's right in what he's doing?
I think he's absolutely wrong. Law and justice should always be tempered with mercy.
A long time ago, a French fella, Rousseau I think his name was, said that good laws lead to the making of better ones, and bad laws bring about worse. Now, I say this law's a bad one if it don't spell out some protection to minors on first offenses.
The law could be more specific, all right, Will. It doesn't reflect entirely realistic thinking. But then Ed Miller isn't reflecting the point of view of the majority of modern peace officers either.
No, that's right. Of course, most of them had turned Jimmy over to Mrs. Reynolds and then had a good smart talk with them both. Ed's a pretty bad exception. Well, thanks for your time, Reverend.
You're welcome to it, Will. And if I find I can offer you anything else, I'll be in touch with you.
Finish your editorial, Will?
Not yet. Money?
$28.73 from a few anonymous Illyrians.
For Jimmy's fine.
Uh-huh. And with your 10 and my 5, that makes 3, carry the 1, $43.73. We're making progress, Will.
Yeah, and losing a little ground, too.
How do you mean?
Well, Mrs. Reynolds says that she and Jimmy will be moving downstate with her brother when this thing's over. She says her brother hasn't got much, but she won't have Jimmy here facing the shame of this for the rest of his life.
Well, you can't blame her. I think it's wrong, but the way most people have acted, you sure can't blame her.
Nope.
You putting that in, Will? About them moving?
Haven't decided yet, Maggie. Just saying now that Jimmy didn't have much chance of being a juvenile delinquent before. But after being Ed Miller's guest in jail, his chances of being a delinquent have improved considerably.
Here. Oh, that reminds me. I just ran into Reverend Erickson. He said to tell you he'd like to see you in church Sunday morning. Is that good, Will?
Oh. Well, I don't think it'll do me any harm, Maggie. didn't miss the sermon, did I, Maggie?
There's not going to be one. Reverend Erickson just told everyone to meditate.
Oh.
It's been going on for 5 or 10 minutes.
Perhaps these verses from the Scriptures will help you direct your meditations. He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone. The book of St. John, 8th chapter, 7th verse. And from the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse the 21st, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. Second Corinthians 3:6. Not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth light. And as we prepare ourselves for the day's collection, remembering that these past months such monies have been specially set aside for the building of our youth wing, let me say to you, as Jesus said of young people, suffer them to come unto me and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. It is not my custom, as you know, to count the collection as it comes in. But today I had a special purpose in so doing. If you were guided in your meditations by the verses I read to you, then I think you will not be surprised at what I'm about to tell you. You have been especially generous. And I find that there is more than we need to help one of the youths of this church who ordinarily worships with us on Sunday, and who I hope will enjoy our new youth wing to the fullest. I speak of Jimmy Reynolds. I do not condone what Jimmy has done, but I condone the manner in which it has been handled even less. He is not a bad boy, Jimmy Reynolds. He is a young boy who made a mistake. A very common mistake, I might add. Against the possibility that you of my congregation may not agree with me in this matter, there is in the mail a letter to the Board of Deacons containing my resignation from this pulpit. Good morning, and God bless you.
I couldn't tell for sure, Reverend, but from where I've been watching them file out, I'd say you got yourself an overwhelming vote of confidence.
Well, it was very gratifying, Will.
For a minute there, I was afraid Elyria was going to lose 3 of its best citizens. You, Mrs. Reynolds, and Jimmy. Seemed to me that the wrong people were leaving town.
Well, I'm calling on Mrs. Reynolds when I take Jimmy home to her. I think, Will, she'll decide to stay in Elyria.
I think so too, Reverend. And you know, because of your sermon today, maybe the town's come of age a little. I think even Ed Miller was going to see things in a different light.
You have just heard Rogers of the Gazette, starring Mr. Will Rogers, Jr., with Georgia Ellis as Maggie Button. Tonight's story was written by Kathleen Height and produced and transcribed by Norman McDonald. Featured in the cast were Lawrence Dobkin, Harry Bartell, Constance Crowder, John McGovern, and Tom McKee. The special music was composed by Rene Garrigank and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. Tomorrow night, don't miss Kathy and Elliot Lewis on stage with a story of the efforts of critic and agent to create the miracle of love for an actress with a papier-mâché heart. Don't miss Miracle of Julia, starting tomorrow evening on most of these same stations. Bob Lamont speaking. All summer long, enjoy refreshing drama on the Thursday Theater on the CBS Radio Network.
Now, let me make it very clear. I think Will Rogers Jr. program was quite outstanding. It was a good show. And Will Rogers lived a wonderful life. At one point in time, he was very big into aviation. But in 1935, Wiley Post, another great aviator and an Oklahoman, became interested in surveying a mail and passenger air route from the west coast to Russia. So he attached a Lockheed Explorer wing to a Lockheed Orion fuselage, fitted floats for landing in the lakes of Alaska and Siberia. Rogers visited Post often, and they went flying. He asked Post to fly him through Alaska in search of new material for his newspaper column. They made a July test flight, and then they left Lake Washington in Washington State. In the flight in early August, made several stops in Alaska, Post piloting the aircraft, Rogers writing his columns on the typewriter. Before they left Fairbanks, they signed and mailed a distinguishing flag belonging to the South Coast Corinthian Yacht Club, still on display to this date in Marina del Rey, California. August 15th, they left Fairbanks for Point Merrill. They never made it. They landed in a lagoon to ask directions on takeoff. The engine failed at low altitude. Aircraft plunged into the lagoon, shearing off the right wing. Ended up inverted in the shallow water of the lagoon. Both men died on impact. Will Rogers buried August 21st, 1935 in Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California, temporarily. He was reinterred at the Will Rogers Memorial in Claremore, Oklahoma in 1944. Jimmy Rogers, who was also an actor and newspaperman, was the family representative on the Will Rogers Memorial Commission, worked with the staff at the Will Rogers State Historic Park in the Santa Monica Mountains of California. He died in 2000. He made it to 84 years of age. Will Rogers Jr. not as fortunate. William Van Rogers, as was his legal name. He was a Democrat representative from California from 1943 to 1944. He resigned to go back into the Army. And he had lots of issues like that. He tried to do a number of his father's act. He had roles in the playing his father in the story of Will Rogers in 1952, the Eddie Cantor story in 1953, but he never really caught fire. 1982, he recorded narration for the American Adventure at Disney Epcot, and he retired to his ranch in Arizona in poor health. He suffered several strokes, having heart problems, hip replacements. He died by suicide in 1993. He was 81. The story of Will Rogers Jr. and the Will Rogers family on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That was Rogers of the Gazette from 72 years ago, July 15th, 1953. Coming next, another summer replacement series, Call the Police.
This is Debbie Reynolds. If you've been wondering what you can do to fight communism personally from your own home, there is something you can do. Support Radio Free Europe, the station built and financed by the contributions of the American public to the crusade for freedom. Radio Free Europe is one Cold War operation the communists fear and attack constantly. Support Radio Free Europe. Send your truth dollars to Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster.
Call the Police for 2 years was the summer replacement show for Amos and Andy. It was billed as a new series of realistic radio dramas inspired by the courageous work of police departments all over America. Today we're going to hear an episode of Call the Police as it was originally broadcast 78 years ago, July 15th, 1947, the case of the missing murderer.
Rinso presents Call the Police.
Attention, homicide section. Flying squad detail. Murder suspect in your zone. Close in according to instruction.
Between you and the evil outside the law, between you and the housebreaker, the kidnapper, the murderer, stands the policeman of your community. He gives up his sleep that you may sleep unafraid. He gives up his safety that you may be safe. And sometimes he gives up his life to protect yours.
Lever Brothers Company, makers of Triple Action Rinso, bring you Call the Police, starring Joseph Julian and Joan Tompkins. This new series of realistic radio dramas is inspired by the courageous work of police departments all over America.
This is Commissioner Bill Grant. The old Branner building stands at the intersection of Pine and Cherry Streets, worn and dingy, like a decayed tooth in an old man's gum. You've got to know about the Branner building, the kind of a rotten dump it is, if you're to catch the feeling of case number 72-86 from the Ashland police files. The day this case all started, George F. Farrar, prosperous and prominent citizen, rode up to the 8th floor in the old wire cage elevator. Walked down the khaki-brown corridor and into the office of Sam Marlin, detective, domestic troubles confidentially investigated.
Marlin? Pull up a chair, Mr. Farrar.
Let's get right down to business, Marlin.
This business will be easier to take sitting down, Mr. Farrar.
I am prepared for the worst.
That's just what I've got for you. There it is. 3 weeks' report on the movements of Mrs. Kathy Farrar. It'll make nice reading when you can't sleep for the heat.
My suspicions were well-founded.
They were. You'll find an interesting entry under the heading of July 15th.
July 15th? That's today.
This morning, 8 o'clock. Picked up your wife's trail coming out of a tourist home at 406 Forest Drive.
A tourist home on Forest Drive?
Yeah, a broken-down place, losing proposition for the owner. One guest, a guy named Norman Kendall. Ever hear of a guy named Norman Kendall, Mr. Farrar?
No, I never have.
Ask your wife about him.
What does he look like?
Trouble. Tall. Weight about 198. Thick black hair, broad nose, well-dressed. Could be a racket man or an ex-pug.
What about him?
Get a load of this. Work it out for yourself.
A note?
Your wife stopped in an alleyway at 9:14 this a.m., tore it in two, threw it into a grating. Took me 2 hours to get it out with a piece of gum and a shoestring.
Well, what does it say?
Read it. You're buying it.
Darling, meet me tonight at 11. Same place. Signed, Kendall.
That means tonight.
At the tourist home?
That's the usual place. I'm all set to raid.
Forget it.
Huh?
What do I owe you?
$500. Plus a few bucks for strict confidence.
What do you say to $750?
You speak a very nice English, Mr. Farrar. What do you want me to do now?
You can lend me a gun.
That's against the Sullivan Act.
Then I'll buy one.
Hey, wait a minute, Farrar. Take it easy.
It was like a roller coaster, this case. And from that moment on, it was headed for that dizzy drop that hit you in the pit of the stomach. That afternoon around closing time, Libby Tyler was in my office. She and I had a date for a dinner we still haven't eaten.
Bill,
Huh?
aren't you through?
Do I ever get through? I'm putting it all aside anyhow. All work and no play makes Bill a nervous wreck.
Pity the poor commissioner.
Ready to go?
Yeah, but I've got news for you. You're not.
What do you mean?
Somebody outside to see you.
What?
He's in the outer office, Mr. Sam Marlin,
Sam Marlin.
private detective.
Never know what the title wash up. Tell him.
That's everything, Commissioner.
Here he is.
What do you want, Marlin?
I got a hot tip for you, Commissioner.
I couldn't afford your fee.
I've already got my fee from George F. Farrar.
The Metropolitan Bonding Company?
What have you got to do with George F. Farrar?
I've been shadowing his missus for the past 3 weeks.
Nice work.
Not bad if you have the talent for
Not
it.
to mention the stomach.
Sometimes you catch a lot of rain in a turned-up nose.
Get your hat, Libby.
Look, Brad, I'm here on your business, not mine.
What's my business?
Police business, keeping a man from committing murder.
Murder?
Farrar?
I know. He's as respectable as a supermarket. Only the squarest bigwig can do a burn when his wife is making the rounds with a tall, dark stranger.
You know who this tall, dark stranger is?
Yeah, the heartthrob's got a room at 406 Forest Drive.
I know that place. Used to be an old deserted mansion.
Still is. The landlord doubles as a caretaker. Kendall is his only paying customer.
Kendall? Is that the man Mr. Farrar is looking for?
He doesn't have to look for him. Little Bird told him that Kendall has a date with his wife tonight.
What time?
The fireworks go off at 11 p.m.
If this is a gag, Marlin.
It isn't.
Okay.
Sergeant Maggio.
I got a job, Sergeant.
Oh, Commissioner, I was just packing up.
Well, unpack.
Okay.
I want a plainclothesman stationed in front of 406 Forest Drive. Tell him he's on duty from 10:30 p.m. until further notice.
Check.
And get me a squad car and meet me downstairs.
What's the angle?
We're going to pick up a man named George F. Farrar. First, we tried Farrar's office, but it was just closing, and Mr. Farrar hadn't been in all day. Then we went out to his house in the suburbs. He wasn't there either. The West Indian butler shrugged his shoulders in French. After that, we got a little worried. Time was flying around the dashboard clock, and we were getting nowhere. I told Maggio to get out to the tourist home on Forest Drive, fast. 406 was a big house. Looked almost deserted. The night was blind as a bat, until I caught sight of a cigar butt moving in the shadows of the front porch.
There's your plainclothes.
What'd you get?
Bartley. Guess anybody's home?
There's a light in the second story.
Where?
All right. Well, what do you know? Somebody put it out.
You think maybe Kendall's gone to sleep?
If he has, that woke him up. Come on, Maggio, this way. Shots were in here. Give us some light. The light was a naked globe dangling from a bare wire. And the sight it showed us was something to file away for future nightmares.
Mr. Kendall. Mr. Kendall.
Turn him over.
Oh, okay. Commissioner.
I know. That's not Kendall.
Huh?
That's Mr. George F. Farrar of the Metropolitan Bonding Company.
This season of the year, you're liable to get a phone call like this anytime.
This is Aunt Alice, dear. We're passing through town and,
Visiting relatives. And, lady, if you want to be proud of your home, make sure your linens and curtains and towels are all dazzling white. Rinso white. And all your slipcovers and colored washables are gay and bright. Rinso bright. Yes, it's triple action Rinso for top results. You see, Rinso's soapy rich base makes deep driving suds that get out stubborn dirt fast. Rinso's Suds Booster means heaps of suds, even in hard water. And Rinso's Grease Chaser goes after grease and grime, helps prevent yellowing of clothes, yet is easy on hands. So for a wash that's Rinso White and Rinso Bright, ask for Rinso.
When I got over the shock of finding the body of the prominent George F. Farrar in that old tourist home, we went to work fast. I had Maggio notify headquarters, send out a pickup for Mrs. Kathy Farrar, and then go downstairs and bring up the landlord. Meanwhile, I walked around the room. The last thing I did was to take the love note out of the corpse's hand and tuck it in my wallet. I was just straightening up when somebody stood in the door and screamed.
Oh, George!
George is dead.
Oh, no. No. Oh, my poor dear. My poor dear.
Heartbroken, Mrs. Farrar?
What? Of course. Of course I am.
How long ago were you in this room, Mrs. Farrar?
What are you talking about?
I think you know.
I think you're crazy. I was never in this room in my life. I followed George out here tonight. He threatened to kill a man named Ken.
It's no good, Mrs. Farrar. The landlord's on his way up.
That's supposed to scare me?
You're going to look a little silly when he identifies you.
How can he identify me?
He's seen you here before.
Before? Why would I come here before?
To seek Kendall.
I never heard of Kendall until George mentioned him tonight.
Okay. That's the way you're going to play it, Mrs. Farrar.
Who are you?
I'm Bill Grant, police commissioner. And once the landlord starts talking...
Oh, Commissioner.
You got the landlord, Maggio?
No, he ain't downstairs.
What?
This joint's empty. There's nobody here. I found this pinned to his door.
What is it?
It's a note. He's out in the country. Be back tomorrow at 4.
I see. Okay, Mrs. Farrar. You can get by with the act for another 12 hours. Sleep as well as you can tonight. We'll talk again tomorrow. Tomorrow was another day, and a worse one. The story was out, and it was burning up the wires.
George F. Farrar, prominent citizen, murdered.
City Council demands prompt police action in Farrar killing.
Mayor looks to police commissioner to unravel Farrar mystery slaying.
Take it easy, Bill.
They're after me, Libby.
Now, don't let him upset you.
I gotta give him a murderer, Libby, and I gotta give him one fast.
His honor have the pressure on?
He and the newspapers.
You'll find the killer, Bill.
You want to know a secret?
What?
I wish I was as sure as you are.
Commissioner.
Yeah?
Somebody to see you.
Who is it, Maggio?
Sam Marlin, Private Dick.
Oh, that one again. All right, send him in.
Okay, Commissioner.
I'll leave you two alone. And Bill,
Yeah?
play along with him. See what you can get.
I'll do my best, Libby.
You can go in, Mr. Marlin.
Thanks. What are you reading the papers, Commissioner?
Is that a crack?
Oh, who am I to make cracks to the commissioner of the Metropolitan Police Department? You're a big operator, Grant. What am I, a small money player working out of his...
Come on. Let's have the punchline.
I come to this police department yesterday with a hot tip, Commissioner, figuring to protect my client. What happens? He winds up in the obituaries.
We did everything we could,
That wasn't enough. My client's dead.
I had a man stationed at Forest Drive. Farrar came in through a window, or maybe went up through the cellar.
Why explain to me, Commissioner? You're the expert.
You know, Marlin, there's something I forgot to tell you.
What's that, Commissioner?
I don't like you.
No? Okay, let's skip it. You talked to Mrs. Farrar yet?
We have. She never heard of Kendall.
Now, what do you expect her to say?
It was your tip, Marlin. How do I know what's the truth?
Look, if she won't talk, squeeze it out of her.
We try to skip that sort of thing.
Okay, little gentleman. Excuse me. I guess you and me don't deal with the same type of people.
What's your type?
I'm used to professionals on both sides of the law, Commissioner. So, okay. Kendall's no woman. Put the squeeze on him.
When we find him.
No trace yet?
Descriptions on the teletype. Combing the hotels and waterfronts.
Anything else?
A little bait.
Bait?
I'm leaving Kendall's baggage in his room at the tourist home.
You figure he'll sneak back for
That's the idea. Yeah?
Sergeant Maggio, Commissioner. Just got a call from the house on Forest Drive.
Yeah?
The landlord's back.
Good. Put on your bonnet, Sergeant.
Okay.
Is Libby Tyler around?
She just stepped out.
We can use the woman's touch here. Leave a note on her desk to meet us at 406 Forest Drive. See you later, Mr. Marlin. I've got a date at the scene of the crime.
If you'll come into the living room, Commissioner.
Go on in, Maggio.
You, wanted to talk to me?
Just a few questions.
Yes?
Did you ever see Mrs. George Farrar coming here to visit Mr. Kendall?
Well, I...
Remember now, this is a murder case.
Yes, I know. I'll tell you. I don't want to get mixed up in such a thing, but the truth is the truth. You see, Mr. Kendall...
His mouth was still open as his knees sagged down on the hardwood floor. Then he collapsed. Sprawled out on his face. And that was all anybody would ever get out of him. Before I could turn, Maggio was out the door and down the stairs 2 at a time. As I stood over the body, it seemed that fate was playing with a stacked deck, and every card was against me. Half an hour later, I was back in the office when Maggio walked in, empty-handed.
Whoever that was too fast for me.
Sit down for a minute.
Oh, what's happening?
Right now, nothing.
There's something on your mind. You've got that look.
I was just thinking. Is it possible that Mrs. Farrar is telling us the truth?
How do you mean?
That there is no such person as Kendall?
Hey, now, wait a minute.
Why, who's seen him? Nobody but Marlin. And I wouldn't... Hello.
This is Libby, Bill. I'm at the tourist home.
Oh.
I got your note.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, Bill, listen.
Rinso White and Rinso Bright. Ladies, have you heard the case of the whitest, brightest wash in town? Well, it's no mystery now. Rinso solved that one.
I'd bet on Rinso. When the washer salesman suggested I use Rinso, I never dreamed it would make such a difference. But you should see my clothes. White things like fresh, clean snow and washable colors, bright and gay even after scores of washing.
Yes, Rinso always gets top results. So it's no wonder only Rinso carries the recommendation of the makers of 33 leading washers. For Rinso's triple action formula gives you a special soapy-rich base, an amazing suds booster, and a marvelous grease chaser. Ask for Rinso for a Rinso whitewash with ease, a Rinso bright wash with safety.
Maggio and I didn't waste any time getting out to Forest Drive after that phone call from Libby Tyler. Went up the stairs 4 at a time. And there she was in the circle of my flashlight on the floor by the telephone.
Oh, Bill. Yes, I'm all right.
Good. Did you see Kendall?
No, I didn't see him. It was too dark. But I felt him all right. I struck out with the telephone receiver.
Connect?
Yes, hard. But all I remember after that was 2 hands around my throat.
It's Kendall. This Kendall's the guy I'm going to get.
I looked in his room, Commissioner. His baggage is gone.
Fish got away with the bait, huh? Okay. But wait. I'll get it. Hello?
Grant?
Yeah?
Marlin. Missed you at the office. Figured I'd reach you here.
Well?
I can't talk long. He's almost finished his drink.
Who?
Kendall. I spotted him. He must have just ducked into the bar here for a fast drink.
Well, nab him, Marlin.
As soon as I can maneuver him into a corner.
Don't waste any time.
Listen, little gentleman, this is my kind of a job. Leave it to me.
Okay. Do it your way.
Be in your office. I'll bring him in half an hour.
I was never so anxious to see anybody in my life as I was this guy, Kendall. There was an empty feeling between my fingertips where I wanted his throat to be. And then came the letdown. It was Marlin, alone.
He gave me the slip.
You're in a bar.
I was faced, and he had a gun on his hip.
Well, you have a gun,
Now,
haven't you?
listen, little gentleman, I'm not hairbreadth Harry. I'm a man in business, and it's bad business to wind up full of lead.
Did you get a lead?
Yeah. Some guy who answered Kendall's description just picked up his car in a parking lot near the barn, drove out.
Which way?
East.
Well, that's a lot of help.
Well, what do you want? I got the description of the car, black Buick sedan, 39. Send out the patrol cars. You'll get them unless your men are playing knock rummy on the job.
Yeah, I guess that's all we can do.
Yeah. It's too bad, Commissioner. Papers are going to be awful hot tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
So long, Commissioner. I'll keep my eyes open for you.
So long, Marlin. I thought it over for about a split second, and Libby walked in. Feeling better?
I'm all right now.
Libby,
Yes?
I'm going overboard.
What do you mean, Bill?
I'm going to crack this case, and I'm going to use dynamite. You know what a graphologist is?
Sure. Handwriting expert.
That's what I want.
For what?
This is the note that Kendall wrote to Kathy Farrar. I want somebody who can copy this handwriting, and I want him fast.
Why, Bill?
I want him to write a new note, another message in Kendall's hand.
Well, what kind of message?
This kind. Take it down.
Okay.
To the police. Mrs. Farrar killed her husband. I'm leaving town because I don't want to be involved. But I saw her pull the trigger. And sign it Kendall. The next morning at 11:15, I went up to the top floor of the Branner building in that wire cage elevator, down the khaki brown corridor, and stopped at a door marked Sam Marlin.
Well, good morning, Commissioner.
I just came to tell you, Marlin, I've nailed your client's killer.
You found Kendall?
Nope.
And who have you nailed?
That pampered beauty, Kathy Farrar.
What are you wearing instead of a head these days?
Take a look at this.
Oh, that's Kendall's handwriting.
You've got good eyes, Marlin.
Where'd you get this?
One of my boys found it under a sofa cushion in Kendall's room at Forest Drive.
Mrs. Farrar killed her husband. I saw her pull the trigger. Kendall. You can't pin a rap on her with a note like that.
I think I can. The DA's hungry for a conviction. So am I. Kathy Farrar will do.
Why, you lousy heel, she's innocent.
I gotta think of my job, Marlin. Kathy Farrar is going over.
Brad.
Yeah?
I just want you to know that you're talking through a hole in your head.
Who says so?
This says so.
What's the gun for?
You knew Kendall didn't write that note. You had it written.
You don't mean by any chance there is no such person as Kendall?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That you created him out of thin air to be a fall guy.
I mean that, too.
That you did more than follow Mrs. Farrar. That you caught up with her, fell in love with her, and planned a man named Kendall to lure Farrar into the trap.
You're better than a fortune teller.
That you wanted him dead because with a divorce she wouldn't inherit the Farrar millions. And you wanted her and the Farrar millions.
Why milk the act? It's too simple. I killed Farrar. Kathy had nothing to do with it. I knocked the landlord off, too. I paid him to help me sell you the Kendall gag, and he was about to give me the double X, so he had to go. You're a very bright little gentleman. But before I wind up your brilliant career, can I ask you a question?
You're driving, Marlin.
How did you know?
You don't realize it, Marlin, but a bruise has bloomed out on your forehead. The shape of the end of a telephone receiver. The one Libby hit you with when you were playing the part of Kendall yesterday.
Well. So there is a cop who uses his brain.
We got lots of cops who use their brain.
I say you have, and I say you're a bunch of squirrels in a cage beating your brains out with routine.
With a gun in your hand, you can say anything you please.
I plugged my way. What I got like a cat, picking it up piece by piece. From a waterfront bartender, a stew bum who keeps his eyes open, a dame who gets around, likes to hear herself talk. Ask Marlin no questions about how he gets there, but in the end, he wins.
Yeah, but look where he winds up.
Where?
In an office with a murder confession on his head and Sergeant Maggio standing behind him with a gun.
Save that gag for Warner, brother.
Look and see.
After I put you away.
Why make it tough on yourself, Marlin?
You've been smart long enough, little gentleman. Here you go.
Sorry, but I figured I'd better, Commissioner.
You did all right, Sergeant.
Yeah, why wouldn't he look around, the cheap hawkshaw? No joke making a man pull a trigger.
You gotta understand him, Maggio. He didn't trust anybody. That's the way he was. A smart guy.
Smart, but he didn't come out even.
Yeah, I know, Sergeant. That's the way it is most of the time. With smart guys. So I walked back down the khaki-brown corridor and into that wire cage elevator and down. Libby was waiting in what went for a lobby. We walked out into the street. I could have felt a lot better, and I said so.
But you won, Bill. Marlin stuck around just to needle you and inflate his own ego. He wasn't normal. A definite psychoneurotic.
Well, I've won before, Libby.
Oh, he was rotten.
When he was alive. But he's paid his check now. Let's not talk about him when he's gone.
Bill.
Hmm?
You're pretty wonderful.
You know what I did to the last girl who called me pretty wonderful?
No.
I kissed her right in the middle of the street.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare kiss me in the middle of the street, Bill Grant. And there's a big open-air taxi waiting right at the curb.
Commissioner Grant will be back in just a moment with the Lever Brothers Police Award of Valor, this week presented to a police officer who risked his life to halt a vicious running gun battle. But first...
Yippee! I finally found out how to get Jack's shirts really white. Wait till he sees them. He'll certainly be glad my neighbor told me about Rinso.
Yes, Rinso's a whiz for white clothes. Get them Rinso white. And Rinso's ideal for washable colors. Treat them so gently they stay bright as flowers through wash after Rinso wash. So for clothes that look better, wear longer, use Rinso. You'll get a wash that's Rinso white and Rinso bright.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bill Grant. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to present the Lever Brothers Plaque of Valor this week to a heroic police officer of Fayetteville, North Carolina. This officer was selected by Chief Peter J. Siccardi, lifetime member of the Executive Board of the International Association of Chiefs of Police. The time, early Saturday afternoon. The scene, the business section of Fayetteville. A motorcycle patrolman is cruising through the crowded streets. Suddenly, two guns bark. Shots rip through the startled crowd. A woman screams. The patrolman leaps from his motorcycle and races straight into the blazing fire of a running gun battle. He tackles the first of the two gunmen. They grapple. His hand is on the gunman's wrist, straining desperately to twist the gun from his hand. The gun explodes once, then twice. With a final desperate effort, the patrolman wrenches the smoking revolver from the gunman's grasp, and the battle is over. That motorcycle patrolman is L.F. Worrell, who has now been promoted to Chief of Police of Fayetteville, North Carolina. So to Chief Worrell goes $100 and this week's Lever Brothers Plaque of Valor. Congratulations, too, to the entire police force of Fayetteville for their unfailing efforts to protect the people of their community.
Jim found out why Tom would never go to lunch with him when he happened to overhear that whisper.
You can't like a man with B.O.
Stop those whispers. Take a daily bath with Lifebuoy. Lifebuoy is the only soap especially made to stop B.O. In hot, sticky weather, Lifebuoy gives you double protection, all over and long-lasting. Bathe with Lifebuoy. You don't want people to whisper B.O. Use Lifebuoy.
This is Jay Sims reminding you to be with us next Tuesday night when Lever Brothers Company, makers of Rinso, bring you another exciting, realistic police case. Listen next week to...
The Case of the Wooden Kimono.
The summer replacement series twice for Amos and Andy, Call the Police. 78 years ago, July 15th, 1947, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. I forgot. I didn't tell you what's coming up tomorrow or the rest of the week. Tomorrow, I Was a Communist for the FBI, starring Dana Andrews from 1952. Encore Theater, The Now Voyager. That'll be coming up tomorrow from 1946. And two shows from 1950, The Whistler, Attorney for the Defense, and Edward Arnold as Mr. President. On Thursday, Have Gun Will Travel and Gunsmoke from 1960, Our Miss Brooks starring Eve Arden from 1955, an episode of Granby's Green Acres from 1950, and a soap opera Hilltop House from 1953. On Friday, Charles Boyer from 1950, in presenting Charles Boyer, Howard Duff and the Adventures of Sam Spade from 1948, a Stage Door, the episode of Romance from 1944, and Gene Hersholt as Dr. Christian from 1945. On Saturday, Dragnet, Confession, Challenge of the Yukon, and Dimension X. And on Sunday, more Westerns, and we'll spend the whole Westerns and crime, as we'll spend Sunday in 1958 with Frontier Gentleman, Gunsmoke, and Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey. And in the 1950 episode of Somebody Knows, the Joseph P. Bohannock murder. And next Monday, we'll have an episode of Wanted, an episode of Calling All Cars, The Big Story, and the CBS Radio Workshop, a science fiction fantasy, The Green Hills of Earth. That's all coming up straight ahead here on Classic Radio Theater. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream. Next, you will hear Gail Gordon in a dramatic role, The Case of Gregory Hood.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chief hope of our enemies is to divide the United States along racial and religious lines and thereby conquer us. Let's not spread prejudice. A divided America is a weak America. Through our behavior, we encourage the respect of our children and make them better neighbors to all races and religions. Remind them that being good neighbors has helped make our country great and kept her free. Thank you.
The Casebook of Gregory Hood was the summer replacement series in 1946 for The New Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. It was intended to be just a summer replacement, but it did continue in the fall, also sponsored by Petri Wine. So we'll listen to the show. Shall we join it here? This is from 79 years ago, July 15th, 1946. In this episode, Gregory Hood is being portrayed by Gail Gordon.
Tonight, the Petri family, the family that took time to bring you good wine, invite you to listen to the story of South of the Border. Another exciting adventure from the Casebook of Gregory Hood. And I'd like to ask you if you know one sure way to turn a simple meal into a regular feast. Just serve that meal with a good Petri dinner wine. Let's say Petri California Burgundy. Petri Burgundy, you know, is the perfect companion for any kind of meat or meat dish. It's a red wine, just as rich in flavor as it is in color. And if you want to know how really good it is, serve that Petri Burgundy with a hamburger cooked the way you like it. Tender, delicious. Or try that Petri Burgundy with a savory beef stew, or with pork chops. And, of course, if you can wangle it, try Petri Burgundy with a thick, juicy steak. Ah, believe me, that's eating. Eating that's, well, that's out of this world. And believe me, Petri Burgundy is a wine that's clear, fragrant, and delicious. A wine that you can serve to your friends proudly. Of that you can be sure. Remember those 5 letters, P-E-T-R-I. They spell the proudest name in the long history of fine wine. Well, it's Monday night in San Francisco, and we have a date with Gregory Hood and his friend Sanderson Taylor. Tonight's rendezvous is at Gregory's apartment, high on Nob Hill and overlooking the Golden Gate. Let's join him there, shall we?
Harry Bartell, how are you?
Evening, Sandy.
Where's Gregory? Can't you hear him?
Oh.
Hello, Harry.
Evening, Greg. That sounds swell.
Is nice, isn't it?
Your latest composition?
No, this isn't mine, Harry. I wish it were. This is one of Richard Gump's compositions. He calls it Un Cœur Brisé, a broken heart.
Seems to me he's something of a rival of yours, Greg. He's a famous importer, and now it turns out he's an amateur composer of distinction, too.
Yes, Harry, but don't imagine there's any rivalry between them. They're the best of friends.
Oh, there's distinct rivalry between us on the golf course, Sandy. We played this afternoon. If I hadn't hooked my drive on the 13th, I swear I'd have beaten him. Oh, on the way home, he took me by his store and gave me a private showing of his wonderful collection of Steuben glass. It's a must on your list, Harry.
I'll go there tomorrow. Now, Greg, how's about...
Tonight's story? It's coming right up. There. You see, Dick Gump and I work very closely in the importing business. On this particular occasion, we crossed swords with a very slimy dealer by the name of Severin Stackpool. It was to forestall Stackpool that I decided recently to fly down to Mexico City. I'd heard that the Royal Jade collection of Grozny was for sale, so I decided to be in at the bidding on the ground floor.
The Royal collection of Grozny and Jade sounds pretty impressive, Greg, but, and I don't want to appear stupid, where is Grozny?
It's one of the more obscure Balkan countries. The royal family, complete with the priceless Jade collection, which 4 generations of Groznian rulers had been assembling, left the country and came to Mexico City, but I'll come to that in a moment. As soon as I heard about the Jade collection, I naturally got in touch with Dick Gump. As you know, he has one of the finest collections of jade in the world. But Dick was tied up, so he arranged to purchase the stuff jointly. Sandy and I lost no time in hopping the next plane south. When we landed in Mexico City, it was one of those cool, fresh days, bright sun, but no oppressive heat.
A very smooth trip, Gregory.
Very, very. You know, Sandy, I haven't been to Mexico City for a couple of years. It's good to be back.
It's a great spot.
Yes, I've always liked it. In a way, it isn't Mexican any more than San Francisco is purely American. It's a city for citizens of the world. And very attractive some of those citizens are, too.
I wondered how long it'd be before you spotted that girl standing at the barrier.
Hello.
She's coming over to us.
Добрый день, Grigorov. Принято min.
I beg your pardon?
So, you do not wish to speak Groznian before your American friend? Very well. You will come with me, no?
You're right. I'm afraid the answer is no.
She spoke in Groznian. Did she know we were coming about the jade?
Well, I sent Count Pavlu a wire. He's the official guardian of the royal collection. Are you an emissary of his, young lady?
I do not understand this talk of Count Pavlin and of jade. I only know that my orders are that you must come with me.
Who gave you those orders?
I cannot answer that question.
Well, normally I'd be delighted to join you, but I'm here on urgent business. But if you'll give me your phone number, I'll call you and I'm in the clear.
Do not make fun of me. I'm going to make you come with me.
I don't see how, darling. We're 2 great big husky men, and you're just a wisp of a girl. Even if you're a judo expert, I think you'll find it's tough sledding.
You will come with me, alone.
I rather think I will at that. So long, Sandy.
Wait, Gregory. What on earth? Hey, young lady, what are you up to?
Don't yell, Sandy. She might conceivably lose control of the revolver that's fitted so snugly in my ribs. Goodbye, Sandy.
But this is kidnapping in broad daylight. It's not possible.
Where's your chauffeur driving us?
To the house of Prince Petru Firasol. Where else?
Who is he, and why are we going there?
Oh, you know as well as I do. Was not this mainly your idea?
Look, darling, you must have me mixed up with someone else. I've never heard of Prince Firasol. My name is Gregory Hood, and I'm an importer from San Francisco.
You're still a playboy at heart, are you not, Grigorov?
Sure, but I'm not your Grigorov. By the way, what's your name?
You know it as well as your own.
Yes, but as my name seems to be a matter for discussion, it would would be simpler if you told me yours.
My name is Maria. Maria Kress.
And your nationality, Maria?
What game do you play, Gregory? I am Groznian, of course, just as you are.
As I am? This begins to make Alice in Wonderland look like a whodunit. Now listen, Maria. This is
Gregory. We arrive at Prince's house. Follow me. And no tricks, please. As you remember, I am not an amateur with a revolver. Oh, Prince Firisol is waiting at the door. He will be so happy to see you again.
Gregory, my dear, dear boy. Come in. I've been waiting your arrival with such anxiety.
You mean you recognize me, too?
What rubbish are you talking? How could I fail to recognize you, Gregory? Come in, my boy. Come in. I have so much to tell you. We will go into my study.
You wish me to stay, Prince Firisol?
No, Maria, you may leave us. And you have done well, my child. You brought him here most speedily. I am pleased with you.
Thank you, Prince Firisol.
And now, my dear Gregory, let me look at you. It warms my old heart to see you. You must allow me an embrace.
Look, this is all very touching, but will you give me some faint idea of what goes? You have me kidnapped at the airport.
That pained me to have to do that, my dear Gregory, but I could take no chances. You know how difficult it has been for me to handle you in the past.
Let me ask you one simple question, Prince. Who the heck do you think I am?
Who should I think you are? I, your old and trusted Prime Minister.
Prime Minister?
Who should you be but Gregory the 16th, hereditary King of Grozny?
Lieutenant Valdez, how many times do I have to tell you my friend was kidnapped before my very eyes?
But, Mr. Taylor, how can you expect me to take your story seriously?
It's perfectly true.
My dear Mr. Taylor, I am interested in matters of criminality. I know the activities of Mr. Gregory Hood. I also have heard of his, shall I say, his extracurricular activities.
What do you mean, Lieutenant?
He is notorious lady killer, I understand.
Well, what's that got to do with it?
A great deal, I am sure. You have told me he neglects his business to go off with a beautiful girl and then invents the absurdly thin story that he is being kidnapped. Should I concern myself or my men with your friend's love life?
I insist that you try and locate him, Lieutenant. I'll appeal to the consulate.
I doubt if Mr. Hood will thank you for your interference. Now, Mr. Taylor, I'm afraid I must say goodbye to you. I have serious work to attend to.
But, Prince Firisol, I tell you my name is Gregory Hood. I'm an importer, and I live in San Francisco.
Yes, Gregory. We are used to your many ingenious disguises and alter egos. But the time has come when you can shirk your royal responsibilities no longer. Your life as a playboy must finish.
Oh, so I've been a playboy, haven't
I? You have left a trail of broken hearts from Paris to Buenos Aires. But this must cease, Gregory. It is an unfortunate necessity of politics that a monarchist party must offer the people a monarch. That, Gregory, is why I've had you brought here.
But how did you find me? I mean, Gregory. Only, of course, you haven't found him. What I mean is, what makes you think I am he?
We knew you would come here to Mexico City for a very good reason. Anitra is in town. She's dancing at the Gato Azul. We know that for all your wanderings, you always return to her.
I can see that I might have certain tastes in common with myself. But, Count Firisol, this game's gone far enough. It's a case of mistaken identity. Let me call the American consulate and prove to you who I am.
No, Gregory. We dare not let you near a telephone as yet. Not until you have agreed entirely to our plan.
Oh, look here. This is crazy. You can't hold me here against my will.
Oh, yes, we can, my dear boy. And if you have any notions of trying to escape, I might remind you that Maria will be guarding you. Come, let us discuss this in the morning. You'll have a clearer mind then and see my reasons. And now, I will show you to your room. Queen Helena, your wife, is waiting for you there.
My wife?
You are comfortable in our hotel, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, thanks. As comfortable as a man can be when his best friends disappeared. Haven't been any messages, have there?
No, Mr. Taylor. You have reported his disappearance to the police?
Yes, and they won't take me seriously. Nor will the consulate.
Excuse me. Hotel Cerveceria, San Francisco. Mr. Gregory Hood? Just a moment, please. San Francisco is calling Mr. Hood.
I'll take the call.
You can take it in the booth over there.
Very well. Sanderson Taylor speaking.
Hello, Sandy. This is Richard Gump.
Oh, hello, Dick.
Is Greg there?
Dick, he's been kidnapped by a girl.
By a girl? Sandy, is that Mexican sun a little too hot for you?
I'm not kidding, Dick. The girl had a revolver in his ribs. I've been going absolutely frantic. Neither the police nor the consulate will take me seriously.
Well, look, Sandy, the vice consul is a friend of mine. I'll call him as soon as I hang up. But in the meanwhile, I've news for you. I just got a tip that Savver and Stackpool got wind that you and Greg left on that Grosnian Jade deal. He flew out in a chartered plane 4 hours ago. You must find Greg and tell him to close the deal as soon as it's humanly possible.
And now, Gregory, I shall leave you and Queen Elena together. Such a handsome couple. Ah, how splendid the pair of you would look standing on a balcony with you cheering people below you. Talk some sense into him, Elena.
Well, Gregory?
Let's settle this down, charade, once and for all. You're supposed to be my wife. You should know whether I'm me or not.
Oh, I do not know what you mean, Gregory. All I know is that you are my husband and that I love you very much. Heaven help me.
Holy smoke, not you, too. Now, look, darling, what's the game? Knowing me as well as you must.
As well as any stranger in your harem.
Oh, do they have harems in Grosnia?
Oh, I have loved you, Gregory. Even though my father arranged our marriage purely as a political move. I shall probably always love you. And you will undoubtedly never be under the same roof with me, save when protocol demands it. I should hate you, Gregory. Yet in my heart I find nothing but love and pity for us both. And now, will you kiss me good night? Or is that asking too much?
No, Elena. I don't think that's asking too much. Good night.
Must it be good night, Gregory?
I'm afraid so, Elena. I have a busy time ahead of me.
Then au revoir, my love.
Au revoir. This is becoming embarrassing. I've got to get out of here. What? Oh, the window's unlocked. Maybe I can... Oh. Hello, Maria. I was afraid you might be out there.
There was a time when you were glad of my company, Gregory.
I don't doubt it, Maria, but on those occasions, I imagine you didn't tote a shiny automatic. But I also doubt whether you perched yourself outside my windows. Won't you come in? I'm sure it's getting chilly out there. I want to talk to you.
Very well, but no tricks. Oh, what do you want from me?
Complete honesty. Count Firusul and Queen Elena went all emotional over me. You at least have played the thing straight.
Yes, Gregory. I think I've played my cards well.
Now, look, Maria. One thing we have to get straight right away. I'll swear on any convenient stack of Bibles that I am not King Gregory the 16th.
Of course, I know that.
At last, somebody's making sense.
Oh, who should know better than I that you are not the king?
Oh, I'm delighted, Maria. But what makes you so positive?
For the most obvious reason. Did I not help you murder him?
You'll hear the rest of Gregory Hood's story in just a second. Just time enough for me to say a good word about a good white wine, Petri California Sauterne. Petri Sauterne is a delicate wine, golden in color, with a marvelous subtle flavor. One sip and you'll know that you've discovered the kind of wine you've long looked for. And wait till you sample that Petri Sauterne served with chicken. Ah, what a combination. And Petri Sauterne is not only great with chicken, but it's swell with any kind of fish or seafood, too. You just taste that Petri Sauterne and see what I mean. To be sure you get a good wine, be sure you get Petri wine. Well, Greg, this is one of the screwiest stories I ever heard.
It sounds it, doesn't it, Harry? Yet it's perfectly true.
Seems to me like a double case of mistaken identity.
That's the way it seemed to me at the time. I figured that Maria had had a boyfriend who was a double for the real king. They had murdered the king and placed me, that is, the boyfriend, in his stead. Mm-hmm. Now they were deliberately letting me, that is, him, be found by the monarchist party to go back to Grozny and reign.
As pretty a little mix-up as ever I heard. How did you get out of it?
Well, as Maria made her remarkable statement, I had a sudden inspiration, Harry. I saw a way to play the impossible.
I know you're not the real king. Did I not help you murder him?
You helped me to... Maria, you may be right at that.
I may be. Gregory, whatever may have happened to your memory, I can assure you that I have not forgotten.
I can't understand myself. My mind, it's been confused lately. I can't seem to remember things properly. Do you suppose... Could I really be the man you think I am? Am I suffering from amnesia?
Oh, you poor darling, of course. That explains why you've been acting so strangely.
That must be what's wrong. Maria, you have to help me regain my memory.
Of course. But what can I do?
I've often heard that a sudden shock can do the trick.
Perhaps if I fired this revolver and screamed that you're trying to escape...
No, darling, that's a little too violent. I feel that a more psychological treatment might be better. Tell me, Maria, I gather that my past has been a trifle sticky. Which of the women in my life were the closest to me?
That is not hard to answer. Anitra, the dancing girl.
Oh, yes, Prince Fiddlesole mentioned her. And she's in Mexico City at the moment, I understand.
Yes. She's dancing at the Gato Azul. We know that you would not be able to keep away from her. Always, in whatever country you have been and with whatever women, you have always come back to Anitra.
She sounds sensational.
She's a devil. She knows that you killed the king, and yet she gave her heart to you before even his funeral had taken place.
I'm even more of a cad than I thought. But look, Maria, you want to help me get my memory back, don't you?
Yes, I will help you.
Well, you're my bodyguard. Now, you escort me to the Gato Azul. Let me take a gander at Anitra. Maybe my memory will come back.
Perhaps I will, Gregory. But I shall keep this revolver handy.
Okay, Maria. By the way, you still call me Gregory. If we are supposed to have bumped off King Gregory, how come I still have his name?
Because it was agreed you would adopt the name. Your real name, when you served the prison term in 1937, was Stefan Radnik.
Something new has been added. So I served a prison term, did I? Curiouser and curiouser. What was my crime?
Perhaps it will help your memory if I show you a copy of your police record, Gregory. I have a photostatic copy made from the file. Here.
The photograph is an exact likeness. Hello. See these fingerprints on the record? Are these supposed to be mine?
But of course.
Then this, my sweetheart, is an occasion when you're in line for something of a shock. Now, here's my driving license. I want you to compare the two prints. I'm very much afraid you'll find there's a slight discrepancy.
No, Gregory. The prints are identical.
What? Let me see that. You must be quite... Holy smoke! They are the same.
Of course they are.
Oh, I'm beginning to wonder myself who I am. Well, there's only one way to clear this up, Maria.
And that is?
You and your revolver must take me to see Anitra, my great love. Come on, darling. Stop glowering at me and let's go.
Lieutenant Valdez, this is the fourth time I've come to you tonight.
And this time, Mr. Taylor, I must apologize. Perhaps I was unduly skeptical. The American consulate have officially asked us to conduct a search for your friend.
Thank the Lord Dick Gump could pull some strings. Well, let's go.
But where, my friend?
I have no clues, but I can tell you one thing. If you were right in thinking that Mr. Hood was not being held captive, then I'd know where to look for him.
Where, Mr. Taylor?
In the spot that has the best food, the best wine, and the most attractive dancer in Mexico City.
If you are correct as to your friend's taste, I think we will find him. If not, we shall at least spend a pleasant evening for ourselves at the Gato Azul.
You like the Gato Azul, Gregory?
Very shiny, very smooth, very nice. While we're waiting for Anitra to appear, could I interest you in a rumba?
Not this time, Gregory. You are too full of tricks. If we do not enter, I retain better control of my revolver.
A very conscientious escort, aren't you, darling? It's lucky I'm fairly scrupulous. My old father used to say that... Jumping Jehoshaphat.
What are you staring at?
Look who's sitting at the table across the floor. It's Sandy Taylor.
So, it
He's your American friend from the airfield.
And from the cut of his companion, I'd venture the opinion that he's a minion of the law. Maria, my love, I'm afraid the honeymoon is over.
Sit down, Gregory.
I've got some overdue business to attend to.
The lighting here is discreet, and your friend has not seen you. If you leave this table, I shall fire.
Maria, give me that revolver.
No. Sit down, Gregory.
Give me that revolver, darling. Thank you.
I'm a weak fool. I could not do it. I could not shoot you, even when they...
We'll talk about them later. Come with me, Maria. You're a good girl, and if what I think is true, you may not be too safe. Come on, we'll cut through here. Hi, Sandy.
Gregory. Great Scott, man, I've been worried to death about you.
I've been a little worried about myself, too, Sandy.
This is Lieutenant Valdez of the police.
Mr. Hood, I'm proud to meet you.
And I'm very relieved to meet you, Lieutenant. I need a little police protection.
Please introduce me, Gregory.
There's no time for that, darling. Right now, we're all going over to talk to Count Pavlou and see if we can buy some jade. Then we'll come back here and do a little celebrating.
Well, Gregory, it's turned out all right. You closed the deal with Count Pavlou, and the jade is out.
Yes, but I only got it in the nick of time. You saw that large black limousine drive up to the Count's house as we left. That was Mr. Severin Stackpool. More champagne, Maria?
Thank you, Gregory.
How about you, Lieutenant Valdez?
Since I am no longer on duty, thank you, Mr. Hood.
Gregory, I've got a million questions to ask you.
Yes, I thought you might be curious, Sandy.
And I, Mr. Hood, as a humble member of the police force, am a little curious, too. Here we are back again in the Capital Sul, and still I do not know what happened. Your friends tell me that this charming young lady kidnapped you. What am I to believe?
Officially, nothing, Lieutenant. I don't propose to prefer charges.
But, Gregory, this girl pulled a gun on you.
I know, Sandy, but with so much charm. Maria, darling, how about an explanation? Oh, by the way, is your name really Maria?
Oh, yes. And I really am a Grasnian.
Who was at the back of this elaborate hunk of play acting tonight? Was it Severin Stackpool?
Yes. Severin Stackpool employ us. You know that he have to prevent you seeing Count Pavlou until he arrive here and close the deal. So he devised these plans.
But listen, Maria, I know Severin Stackpool. His mind isn't capable of dreaming up such a wild and woolly plot as this.
No, but his best friend here in Mexico City, Antonio Cernedio, the crazy mystery writer. Antonio knows your weakness for peculiar plots and whim.
You're getting an international fame, Gregory.
I know, quite flattering. So Antonio dreamed up this crazy plot full of excitement and danger and girls in the hopes that it would keep me occupied until Stackpool got here and closed the jade deal, I suppose.
Yes. Prince Firasol, Queen Yelena, and I are all professional actors. We were paid handsomely to play our part.
Prince Firasol, Queen Elena. What's this all about, Gregory? Gregory.
Characters in a fantastic plot. But you can tell Antonio that he overdid it. One double I might have swallowed. But when I was also supposed to be the double of the king's double, it was a little too much.
That is when you know it was a conspiracy.
Yes, darling, and the thumbprints were the clincher. It was mathematically impossible that any double could have my exact print. So it was clear that someone had framed the whole thing. Had printed up that description, probably from my driving license, and wire photoed a photostatic copy. It was obvious that the whole affair was a pretext to get me out of the way. And who was the logical person? Severin Stackpool, QED.
Well, I barely know what you're talking about, Gregory, but at least we've closed the deal.
Yes, and we have some prized treasures for the Gump collection and some only moderately colossal stuff for my regular customers. Lieutenant Valdez, you're not asleep, are you?
Just drowsy, Mr. Hood. The music is good, the conversation makes no sense, and the champagne is excellent. Please continue to talk nonsense. It is so soothing.
A very sound point of view. How about you, Maria?
Grigoro, I'm worried about Severin Stackpool. He's a dangerous man, and when he knows that I have failed
Very
him...
true, Maria. He isn't going to like you a bit. I'm afraid I have a duty to you for the rest of my stay in Mexico City.
A duty to me? What is it?
From here in, Maria, our roles are reversed. From now on, I am your bodyguard, day and night.
Oh, Grigoro.
Hi, Greg. I don't know how you're doing. You know, your stories get better all the time, but you, a king.
Harry, when you say that, don't smile. Besides, I was beginning to like the idea.
Greg, I don't know. I just can't visualize you as a king.
Oh? I think I'd look quite dashing with a crown on my head and a queen by my side.
I'd look kind of dashing myself in that setup.
Maybe so. But as my old father would say, he who gets crowned is not always king.
Yeah. Well, that's what your old father would say, but did I ever tell you what my old father said?
No, what did he say?
You can't go wrong with a Petri wine. Yeah, he said it and he was glad.
And right, too.
You said it because Petri wine is always good. Well, it's got to be. Look at the long years of skill and experience that go into its making. The Petri family has been making wine for generations. Winemaking is their heritage. A heritage handed on down from father to son, from father to son. So you can take it for granted that the Petri family really knows how to turn luscious, sun-ripened grapes into clear, fragrant, delicious wine. You can take it for granted, too, that the name Petri on a bottle of wine is more than a trademark. It's the assurance of the Petri family that every drop of wine in that bottle is good wine. You just can't go wrong with Petri wine because Petri took time to bring you good wine. Well, Greg, which story out of your casebook are you going to tell us next week?
Next week, Harry, I'm going to tell you of a strange adventure that Sandy and I had last fall when we flew up to Yosemite on a fishing trip. It concerns some brook trout that I cooked under the starlight, an uninvited guest, and a sudden tragedy. See you next week, Harry.
The Casebook of Gregory Hood is written by Dennis Green and Anthony Boucher. Original music composed and played by Dean Fossler. Gail Gordon plays the part of Gregory Hood, and Sanderson Taylor is played by Carl Harbert. The Petri Wine Company of San Francisco, California, invite you to tune in again next week, same time, same station. The Casebook of Gregory Hood comes to you from our Hollywood studio. This is Harry Bartell saying goodnight for the Petri family.
Gail Gordon was just the first of the actors to portray Gregory Hood. In another episode we've aired here, Jackson Beck was Hood. Also Elliot Lewis, Paul McGrath, Martin Gable, and George Petrie. And, of course, you heard Petrie in Call the Police in that last show we just did. And a variety of people played the sidekick, Sanderson Taylor, Art Gilmore, Howard McNear, Carl Harbord, William Blakewell. And the problem with the show was it again got a rotating cast, very little support in the series, and just not much happened. And so the Casebook of Gregory Hood, because of failure to give it much attention, fell to the wayside. Gail Gordon, the Casebook of Gregory Hood, 79 years ago, July 15th, 1946, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. I want to remind you, come visit our webpage to support the podcast, classicradio.stream. We'll check in and see what's going on in Pine Ridge, Arkansas, and see if we can figure out who the ghost is in Abner's house. We'll see.
Your contribution of $10 or $6.95 for the budget relief package will send more relief overseas than the same money spent any other way. To help people in foreign countries with food or clothing, send your check to Nonprofit Care, New York. That's Care, New York. Send your check, your name and address, and full particulars about who's to get the package. Care will do the rest.
Yes, I blathered entirely too long during this edition of the podcast, but we're not going to go away without letting you hear the latest from Lum and Abner. This episode of the program was originally broadcast 83 years ago today, July 15th, 1942.
The makers of Alka-Seltzer bring you Lum and Abner.
certainly lots of activity down in Pine Ridge these days, folks. Then I guess it's the same the country over, for these are busy times. It's no wonder, then, that every day more and more busy, on-the-go Americans are turning to Alka-Seltzer for fast relief for the headaches and the minor stomach upsets that are sometimes the result of these busy, hectic days. They've learned, as we believe you will, once you've tried it, that Alka-Seltzer can be depended upon to bring effective relief in a hurry. So if an occasional headache, distress after meals, nervous indigestion, or heartburn comes along now and then to disturb you, well, you're the person who ought to get acquainted with Alka-Seltzer. You'll find it pleasant to taste, easy to take, and quick to act, too. It's easy to get because all druggists can supply you with Alka-Seltzer, either by the package or by the glass at the soda fountain. Now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the old fellows are happily engaged in playing nursemaid to their foundling baby. Lum's joy is dimmed only by the fact that Abner will not agree to calling the baby Little Lum, while Abner's happiness is marred by matters of graver concern. He still has heard nothing from Elizabeth, his missing wife, and he's certain that his house has become haunted. As we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in their jot-em-down store and library. Lum is tiptoeing out of the feed room. Listen.
Say, Lum, are we plumb out of sorghum?
Not so loud, Abner. Little Eddard's just fell asleep.
Oh, who fell asleep?
Little Eddard.
Huh?
I've changed the baby's name to Eddard because you appeared to object to calling him Little Lum.
Well, I don't like that no better. I'll tell you that right now. You're still naming him after yourself.
No, not exactly.
There, too?
He's got it for a first name, and I've got it for a last name. There's a lot of difference there.
I don't see no difference. We're going to do that. Why don't we call him Little Peabody?
Abner, let's not argue about it now. We'll figure out some way to get a name for him that'll be satisfaction to both of us.
Hey, doggy, that's what I want to do.
Well, now, we're liable to wake him up arguing here.
All right.
He fell asleep right during my speech.
Your speech?
Yeah.
Was you reading him one of your speeches?
Yeah, he seemed to like it, too. That is, till he went to sleep.
Well, no wonder he went to sleep if that's what you's doing. Even growed-up folks goes to sleep during them speeches of yours.
Not this one, they won't. It's a new one I just wrote.
A new one?
Yeah, I'm giving it at the meeting of the Pine Ridge for Victory Club tonight.
Oh, is that meeting tonight?
Yeah, starting off that big salvage drive.
Well, I never knowed you was making a speech at that, Lum. What you talking about?
It's about junk.
Junk?
Yeah.
Well, I know that. That's what all your speeches are about. This is the first time I ever heard you come right out flat-footed and admit it, though.
I don't mean that kind of junk.
I know what kind of junk they are. I've heard them a million times before. Even as a small boy, I showed great promise of becoming the self-made man you see standing before you this
I
evening.
ain't giving that tonight, Abner. I'm talking about scrap iron and old copper and brass and rags and all such as that. Things the government needs for the war.
Oh, that kind of junk, huh?
Yeah. Why don't you sit down there and play like you're the audience, and I'll run through my speech for you, see how you like it.
Well, I don't want to listen to it long.
Well, this is important, Abner. The government's starting this campaign for salvage goods all over the country.
Yeah, well, I know that. I'll give all the junk we got, but now I ain't going to listen to no speech of yours. I'll tell you that right now, Long.
Well, you'll enjoy this, Abner. I got most of it out of some literature from the government. I sent for it several days ago.
Several days? Well, how long ago did the Pine Ridge for Victory Club ask you to make this speech?
Well, to be honest, they ain't actually asked me yet.
They ain't?
No, but I'm mighty nigh sure they will.
Oh.
Well, I'm about the best out-loud talker they can get around here, I believe. Besides, I'm the only fellow who's got all the information from the government.
Well, if they're going to ask you, they better hurry up and do it, hadn't they?
Well, don't worry, they will.
Who's head of the committee?
Sister Simpson.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of any committee she weren't the head of?
No, I reckon not. She generally is the head of everything around here.
Here's how it starts out, Abner. Fellow citizens and members of the Pine Ridge for Victory Club, on this auspicious occasion...
Mom, I told you I don't want to hear it.
I bring you a message of much importance.
Oh, my.
Tonight we're beginning a big drive to collect all the scrap we can. And why are we doing this, fellow citizens?
Get in there with
To win the war. If we don't collect enough, we might find ourselves on the losing side. And so, fellow citizens, let's all put our shoulders to the wheel. And if the wheel's made of iron, turn it into the junk man or the salvage collection center. It's pretty good there, ain't it, Abner? That part about the wheel. Huh?
Uh-huh.
Some of you folks sitting here before me tonight are more than likely wondering just how old rags and stoves and kettles and such as that can help win the war. Well, I'll tell you.
Lom, that's our ring, I believe. You better answer
Yeah,
it.
blame it. Just when I was getting warmed up, too.
Glad that came wrong, I'll say that.
Hello, Jotham Down Store and Library. Lum Edwards talking.
Say that 1,000 times.
Why, hello, Sister Simpson. See, what'd I tell you, Abner?
Uh-huh.
Mom? Speech at the meeting tonight.
I love speech.
Well, I don't know, Sister Simpson. This comes as quite a surprise to me.
Surprise, you've been planning on it for days.
Well, I'd love to, Sister Simpson, but there ain't much time left to get a speech ready.
Why, Lum, you got one wrote there, a long one, too.
Ma? Oh, yes, I'm for the campaign, but this is such short notice.
Such pretty.
I'll tell you what, you better give me a little time to think it over. Yes, Mom. Uh-huh. Yeah, all right, Sister Simpson. Goodbye.
Well, for the land's sakes, Lum, what's the matter with you? Here you've been planning on this, waiting for 'em to call you, and when they finally do call, you turn 'em down, hang up a receiver. I never seen you like this in my life.
I never turned them down.
Huh?
I'm going to make the speech, don't you worry. I'm just playing hard to get.
Hard to get.
Yeah, you see, this way they figure I'm a busy, important feller, and so when they do finally manage to get me, they'll think my speech is a whole lot more important. And they'll listen to it better.
They will, huh?
Why, sure. Besides, they'll think I'm pretty smart to be able to think up a good speech like this in such a short time.
Dogged, I'll admit one thing. You sure use your head, Lum.
Well, that's what you call psychology.
Tis, huh?
Yeah, let's see now. How far had I got?
Huh?
Oh, yeah. Part about winning the war.
Oh.
Some of you folks sitting here before me this evening more than likely are...
Lum, our ring again, I believe.
Sister Simpson, I'll bound you.
Tis calling back, huh?
Yeah, she's starting to beg me to give the talk now.
Good for you.
Yeah, you answer it this time, Abner.
Yeah.
That'll make it look like I'm too busy to talk on the phone.
Well, yeah, I'll get it. Hello, Jotham Down Store and Library. Abner Peabody doing the talking. Who? Blindfolded Wildcat. Just a minute. Do you know anybody by the name of the Blindfolded Wildcat, Lum?
Oh, yeah, that's Cedric.
Cedric?
Oh, sure, that's what he calls himself since he joined up with Mousy in that detective agency.
Oh.
Don't you know? Don't you recollect him calling himself that?
Yeah, I recollect now. I knowed I'd heard that name somewhere and never knowed where it was.
Well, he had to get himself a fancy name because Mousy calls himself the Masked Muskrat.
Yeah. Hello, Cedric. What is it you want? Done detective work where?
Hang up, Abner. This ain't nothing important.
Oh, my goodness. Went past the window. I know that's what it was all the time. I just knowed it.
You knowed what, Abner?
Yeah, listen, Cedric, you come over the store quick as you can, and we'll figure out what to do. Yeah, something like it. We'll talk it over some. Yeah, all right, Cedric. Goodbye. Huh? Oh, yeah, wonderful world. Goodbye. Huh? Oh, hi-ho, blindfolded wildcat.
What did he tell you?
He seen it, Lum. He seen it right in our upstairs window.
You seen what?
The ghost. I knowed that place was haunted, Lum.
Oh, wait a minute, Abner. Don't get excited. Exactly what did Cedric see?
I'm telling you, Lum, he seen a ghost.
I told you there weren't no such thing as a ghost.
Well, he has done it, for last night Cedric was doing some detective work, and he seen a light on in an upstairs window over at my place. And so he watched, and finally he seen something dressed in a long white robe, just like a ghost, walk past the window, and then the light went out.
Well, I do know. Must have been his imagination.
It weren't either. He claimed he seen it now. You can believe Cedric, he don't get scared very easy, and he sounded like he's about half scared to death. That place is haunted now. I tell you, we got to do something about it, Lum.
Well, yesterday you didn't want to do nothing about it.
Huh?
You scared to go near the place.
All right, doggies, I've changed my mind. We'll get Cedric and take some big clubs and go over there tonight and find out about this.
Well, we can't tonight, Abner. The meeting's tonight.
All right, doggies, we'll go tomorrow night then.
All right, that's a deal. Tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Find out what that is.
Well, now listen to the rest of my speech.
Oh, my.
See here, where was it? Oh, yeah. Feller citizens, I'll show you how salvage goods can help win the war.
Well, there's Grandpa.
Well, howdy.
Come in, Grandpa.
You fellers hear about the big meeting tonight?
Why, sure we have. Say, you know what Cedric seen? A ghost.
Yes, sir. Going to be a big meeting tonight. You know anything about this salvage campaign, Lum? More than anybody else in town, I reckon, Grandpap. If you and Abner will keep quiet for half a minute, I'll tell you all about it.
Well, good. That's exactly what I want to hear. Grandpap, Cedric's seen a ghost over at my place.
Hush up, Abner. Feller citizens, in modern warfare, battles is won by having more and better guns and tanks and airplanes than your enemy.
Our place is haunted, Grandpap.
Abner, will you be quiet?
Huh?
That's unpatriotic.
Go ahead, go ahead.
We got inventors and scientifics and engineers that can study up how to build better equipment than our enemy can. That takes care of getting better guns and tanks and airplanes, but getting more of them is up to you and me. Us citizens has got to collect scrap to help make all that equipment for our soldiers and sailors and marines.
That sounds great, Lum. But it ain't true, is it? The government can't actually make stuff out of old iron and kettles and such as that, can they?
Why, of course they can. Listen to this. Half of every tank, gun, destroyer, and merchant ship is made out of scrap iron. Think of that, Grandpap. 1/2, 50%.
Well, I do know.
That means us citizens has got to dig up that 50% of scrap iron, or the factories making them things can't keep going.
They can't.
No, sir. And that's just one item.
Huh.
The government needs old copper and brass and zinc and lead and rope and burlap bags.
Well,
just listen to what I got wrote down here.
Yeah.
One copper kettle will make 84 rounds of ammunition for an automatic rifle.
For the land's sake.
One washing and ironing machine will make a 37-millimeter tank gun. One lawnmower will make 6 3-inch shells.
Now, how can a lawnmower do that? All I ever seen them do is just cut grass.
Well, I don't mean it that way, Abner. I mean they take the metal out of the lawnmower and melt it up and use it for the shells.
Oh, well, I was going to say I didn't think a lawnmower smart enough.
Just a minute, Lum. Have you got all that stuff wrote down? Of course I have.
Well, good. I'll just take that along and use it in my speech. In your speech?
Yeah, Sister Simpson asked me to give a talk at the victory meeting tonight.
Huh?
She said they had somebody else for it, but he was too slow and couldn't get a speech ready in time.
Well, what do you know about that? Yes, and what do you know about the comforting relief that Alka-Seltzer offers for muscular aches and pains? Well, you should know something about the relief Alka-Seltzer offers, because these are the days when that information may prove mighty helpful to you. You see, right now, most of us are getting out of doors more, in the garden, in the yard, in the fields, on the golf course, in the tennis courts, and sometimes you're apt to overdo it, and as a result, you're liable to end up with sore, aching muscles in your arms and your legs and back. Well, the way Alka-Seltzer helps smooth the kinks out of those painful muscles is enough to make it a friend of yours for life. So be sure to try it, won't you? Remember, you can get Alka-Seltzer either by the package or by the glass at all drugstores.
Friends, Lum and Abner are having such a hard time trying to find a suitable name for the little boy left in their care that Movie Radio Guide magazine wants to help them. And the magazine, in turn, needs your help. Help name the little boy, and you may win a big cash or war bond prize. See this week's issue of Movie Radio Guide for complete details.
Well, there you go. From 83 years ago, July 15th, 1942, Lum and Abner here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Join us tomorrow for episodes of Mr. President starring Edward Arnold, The Whistler, I Was a Communist for the FBI, Encore Theater, and Lum and Abner. That's all coming up tomorrow. Thanks for being with us here for Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.